It's a beautiful fall day for football here at the University of Indianapolis. Key Stadium, the site for first place on the line in the Great Lakes Valley Conference. Our Gordon Flesh matchup of the evening. The University of Indianapolis at 4-2 and the Lindenwood Lions 4-2 as well. To my left, Dave Burton. I'm Mark Forster. Glad you're with us on a beautiful, cooler evening for football, but certainly this turf's going to be heating up because of the matchup that it is, and it really goes back to 2019, believe it or not. 2 years ago, UIndy, a bad taste in their mouth. Lindenwood made quite a statement as they were just entered into the GLVC, made a statement, and both teams really referenced 2019, even 2 years later, to tonight's matchup in 2021.
Well, obviously, with 2020 being what it was and only having the spring season and a shortened, abbreviated season at that, UIndy went into that game 2 years ago, ranked 8th in the country. They're rolling. They're putting up some impressive numbers offensively, and they get derailed at Lindenwood. It knocks them out of potentially hosting a playoff game. They end up losing in the first round of the playoffs, and just it totally deflated what had been up to that point, just a fantastic season. So now you don't get the chance for revenge in 2020. You've waited another year to have that chance. And Lindenwood's, they're saying, revenge, we're going to prove that wasn't a fluke. We're here to do it again.
This is the pregame show brought to you by Indiana Members Credit Union. Well, last week had literal fireworks and proverbial fireworks on the field. A quick start for the University of Indianapolis, put up 50-plus points, 700 yards of total offense, and another record-setting day for Toriano Clinton, but a lot of good throws by Bryce Stancomb. The defensive line wore out McKendry. The offensive line did the same. They really imposed their will in the second half, maybe not the highlight plays that we saw in the first half. A really good win for UIndy on homecoming.
Oh, absolutely. The game started, and you and I felt like we were watching a track meet. It was back and forth and back and forth. And then as the teams kind of settled in, they made some adjustments, and we get to halftime. And then, one of the things we talked about coming out in the second half was, can UIndy, like you just said, can they win that battle at the line of scrimmage and win in the trenches? And they did, and they wore them out, and it turns into the big win, the 55-27 win.
Lindenwood a week ago was able to defeat Quincy and needed some plays at the end to get that one done, but a very improved Quincy team in the GLVC, but everybody's got their eyes on this Lindenwood team. The last time these two teams played, Kate Brister, the quarterback, threw for 554 yards, 600 yards of total offense for Lindenwood. They are electric, and a big play pretty much any time they hit the field. It's going to be quite the challenge for the University of Indianapolis defense.
Yeah, this will be a game, I think, maybe not even as much like the two games against the GMAC teams in Tiffin and Ohio Dominican. Those games, we lost 20-17. We lost 19-16. I expect more points to be scored. I was able to talk to Coach Brad Wilson last night, and he said that what he's seen on film is Lindenwood plays to the level of their competition, and that's a scary thing as a coach, because you watch them play against somebody that's not real good, and you're like, wow, maybe they're not that good. And then you see them play against a team that's really good, and they're putting points on the board, and they're flying around. And you're like, oh, well, so which one are you going to get on game night? That's the question. I expect to see a game that goes back and forth here, in a game where both teams score a lot of points.
In talking to both coaches heading into tonight's contest, the implications are what they are as far as the conference is concerned, but as it always is in Division II, every game that much more important. A loss is more magnified than ever to get into the playoff, and both of these teams have had some blemishes on their record early on, but in talking, both said they didn't really reference the conference as much, that they understand the magnitude of the game and maybe put that on the back burner because they feel like both teams' best football is ahead of them. Felt like that was the focus for both teams and both head coaches.
Tonight is not about a month from now. It's about win the game tonight, be the best football team you can be here on October 16th, or 15th, sorry.
As the University of Indianapolis takes the field, we are just moments away from this one getting kicked off at Key Stadium. A brisk, fall-like evening for a very hot contest between two teams tied atop the Great Lakes Valley Conference. One will be at the top at the end of the night alone. We'll be back for more on the ISC Sports Network. Player to watch, injury report, and kickoff here from Key Stadium. That's coming next on ISC.
Tonight's UIndy broadcast is brought to you by Free Enterprise System, the official travel agency for Greyhound Athletics. Anything else is just a bus ride. By Prairie Farms, we are Indiana's dairy. By Indiana Members Credit Union, proudly supporting UIndy Athletics and offering a free UIndy debit card. Show your school spirit and get yours at imcu.com. By Gordon Flesh, technology that works, people who perform. Please visit us at gflesh.com. By Aqua Systems, helping people improve their water since 1959 and a proud sponsor of the UIndy Greyhounds. And by the Ray Skillman Auto Group. Go to rayskillman.com for your best deals.
This global pandemic has challenged us all. No one is immune to the profound effect that it has had on our lives and our livelihoods. This pandemic has brought many things into a clearer focus. We thrive best when in community. We treasure our freedom. We have much more that we want to see and do. There's still so much more left to experience together. At Free Enterprise, when challenges come, we meet them with new resolve and new cleaning and sanitary practices, we've implemented extra precautionary measures, including a new monofoil electrostatic spraying system. This same system is used in hospitals and by legacy brands like Disney. Rest assured that at Free Enterprise, we always take great pride in going above and beyond to provide you and your group with the best care and service possible. We're excited to get our wheels turning and your group moving. Reach out to our Free Enterprise team and book your group's charter today. Travel Free Enterprise, because anything else is just a bus ride.
Key Stadium, the site for first place on the line in the Great Lakes Valley Conference. Glad you could join us. Dave Burton, Mark Forster here with you. Lindenwood will get the football to start the football game. UIndy kicking off to the Lions, and talking about the keys to the game tonight. This is brought to you by Free Enterprise System. Dave, what are your thoughts on this one?
Well, I think it's imperative for the University of Indianapolis to get off to a fast start. You know, defensively, we talked about, you know, we think there's going to be a lot of points scored. Talked to Coach Keevers before the game, and he really thinks it can come down to the final possession of the game, who has the ball last. So you want to get off to a fast start and get yourself in that position where you're playing from ahead versus playing from behind. You always want to defend home field when you have a conference matchup, and when you're looking at a team that potentially, you know, has been predicted to be right there at the top with you, then you definitely want to win when you're at home. And the last key to the game is, can you get that little bit of revenge from 2 years ago?
Dave Burton has the keys to the game. They're brought to you by the Free Enterprise Systems. The injury report brought to you by Community Hospital Sports Medicine. Much shorter than it was a week ago. Mike Dennison was out 3-4 weeks ago. That one has been a reoccurring injury in wide receiver Torrey Ponder, who's been out for quite some time. But the Greyhounds will also get reserve linebacker Clay Schulte back. John Eineman, the wide receiver, was on the injury report pregame last week, but of course he played, had an 87-yard touchdown, looked just fine. So much healthier heading into this game. Yeah, it's one of the things that Coach Wilson noted last night. He said, you know, Eineman still spending time in the training room getting treatment, and it's kind of a day-to-day deal, but he looked good last week, and he expects him to be 100% tonight. Several good football teams have come to Key Stadium. Two of them have actually come away with wins against the home team. This one that's been circled for both teams at the start of the season. And here we go. It's Paul Boozman to kick away. And we are underway. That's Spencer Red, a yard deep in the end zone, will bring it out. He's at the 15, tries the outside, has a solid return across the 25. Spread, the defending special teams player of the week in the GLVC. For the Lindenwood Lions, the starting lineups for them brought to you by Ray Skillman Auto Group. It's all surrounding Cade Brister, who is coming into this game as hot as he's ever been, completing 78% or better of his passes in each of the last 4 games. Robert Gianmo is the running back. They have many weapons, all of them very even as far as production. Peyton Rose, Glenn Gibbons, the tight end Clint Siggett, 6'5", and Alex Fadul. Here's the first down carry. Play fake, Brister finding Rose. Gets out of a tackle initially and then tracked down by UIndy defensive back Michael Brown. That'll move the chains. 1 play, 1 first down.
Well, that became a little matchup deal. Lindenwood expected UIndy to be in man coverage. They ran just a little play action fake to make sure the linebackers stayed inside and then went one-on-one against Michael Brown.
First down play. Brister this time to Giammo, and the UIndy defensive front comes through. It was Mike linebacker Benjamin Honeyus got ahead of that defensive line and made the tackle in the backfield.
Yeah, and the other linebacker there was Gavin Bain. So after the first play where they got a little play action pass play, Coach Cooper went right to the blitz right there, and you saw both Honeyus and Bain on the blitz.
UIndy defensive starters led by those 3 linebackers. Loss of 4 on first down. Here's the second down. Brister, the ability to run across the 40 and track down just short of the 45.
We see, right there, Cade Brister, they list him 6 feet 220, and he's not 6 feet 220 that's just going to sit in the pocket. He is a threat to run the football. He's their second leading, or he's got the second highest number of carries on the team, and sometimes it's like that where he pulls the ball down and takes off, and there's other times that are designed quarterback runs. 7
rushing touchdowns this year for the big, strong quarterback. Third down, Brister standing in, rushed, tries to get out. He does so across midfield, very close to a first down. He might have gotten it on the second effort. Not only the ability to move through space, but he is a difficult quarterback to bring down, and gets the first down, somehow got out of it.
Well, you see here, it's good pressure internally. Keave Guerrier almost gets home on the blitz, and there you just see him run through a tackle from number 92, Alec Patch. That doesn't happen very often. Alec Patch is a sure tackler. That just kind of speaks to the strength that Cade Brister has.
The man in motion, Clint Sig, off the play fake. He'll get the football on the reception on the UIndy side. 45-yard line. Sig, a big game last week, a couple of touchdowns. Their head coach, Jed Stugart, mentioned to us they've had inquiries about his ability as an NFL tight end, and it starts with the size at 6'5", as there's a UIndy player down.
Yeah, we were talking before we came on the air, and just as we're sitting up here in the booth and I'm watching him warm up, I just watched Sig run a couple of routes, and I'm like, he's a big dude. And then you go and you look and you're like, oh, he is 6'5", 240. That's NFL big. And then you see what the stats are coming in, and you're like, yeah, he's going to be somebody that UIndy's going to have to deal with. What they threw to him, what they threw to the field side on the first play, they threw it back here to the boundary side. He's just working one-on-one against Lawrence Strickland. Again, the little play fake holds the linebacker inside, and then he's working a quick flat route.
Lindenwood quarterback Cade Brister with a hard count gets the defensive line for UIndy to jump. You mentioned Lawrence Strickland, who made the tackle. He was the defender that was down for the University of Indianapolis on the sideline, hobbling, trying to get loose. He's moving without assistance right now on the sideline.
Yeah, and UIndy plays 3 safeties a lot. You'll see Lawrence Strickland, number 5, Trayvon Hall, number 2, and Michael Brown, number 22. Hall just came in and is filling Strickland's spot right now.
Brown's been in Trayvon Hall's spot, who is the other starter at safety. They really rotate those guys in. Would you expect them to play 3 safeties a lot because of the way that Lindenwood throws?
Yes, and hopefully you get them in a situation where all 3 are on the field because of your nickel package.
Brister going to move again, take it himself inside the 35 as he's tripped up. Again, a lot of the legs of Brister, which maybe a plus for the coverage so far downfield for the University of Indianapolis, but Brister kind of making that UIndy defense pay on that second effort.
Well, and you get a lot of times you're playing some man coverage and you don't have anybody for the quarterback. So it'll be interesting to see how much they try and spy the quarterback here.
Here's a fumble on the ground. It looks like Borski's got it for the University of Indianapolis. Giamo on the draw as he got through the first initial line of defense, and then the ball popped loose. University of Indianapolis on it and take over.
Very opportunistic right there. Kyle Borski, he was our player to watch a week ago, and normally we watch him in the pass rush. Here we see Kiave Guerrier on the tackle just pokes that ball loose, and then it hits somebody's foot and spits out, and there's Borski, Johnny on the spot to grab the ball.
It almost looked like the second hit as well from Brown was just perfect on the arm as well. Guerrier punched it out, and the helmet of Brown aided the fumble, and UIndy at their own 29 take over for drive number 1. Here's Toriano Clinton slipping through a couple of tackles. The ball's out at the end of his run, and let's see, the officials are going to mark him down on contact.
Yep, they said he's down. So one of the things we didn't talk about, keys to the game, obviously for Lindenwood, you got a guy in the backfield in Toriano Clinton that ran for 289 yards, and their focus has to be on containing him and making Bryce Stancomb and the receiving corps beat them today.
We'll take a look at the University of Indianapolis offensive starters in a moment. Stancomb on a second down to throw. Deep ball looking near side. Got a man. It is Jeremiah Lee all the way to the Lindenwood 30-yard line and out of bounds.
Yeah, nice play design there. Use exit motion with Toriano Clinton and see if you can draw a linebacker and force him into one-on-one coverage. That's what they get. Jeremiah Lee then runs the corner route one-on-one. Great throw by Bryce Stancomb and drops it in the bucket there.
13th reception of the year for Jeremiah Lee. First down on the Lindenwood side. Comeback route, finding Frank Bentley right at the 20, and he's pummeled to the ground upon reception. Another first down.
And nice, you get a big gain there, come right back and push the ball down the field about 10 yards back here on the short side on the in route. Good call, good execution by Stancomb and Frank Bentley.
Some up-tempo as UIndy keeping the same personnel on the field for the 1st and 10. Clinton from the shotgun run and slips through the middle down around the 14. 6 for Toriano Clinton.
Really nice job by the interior of the offensive line. Center Austin Keel and your 2 guards there, Kendall Alexis and Zachary Clark.
You see the UIndy starters. You circle number 8 there, but also the wide receiver group, Bentley, Derrick, and Eineman, each one of them having a touchdown reception last week. Inside 10 minutes in the first, and UIndy deep in Lindenwood territory. Stancomb rolls, buys time, dumps it, out of bounds. So 3rd down coming up as Stancomb just trying to wait, and excellent coverage downfield by Lindenwood.
Yeah, they did a really nice job. I think they were trying to get Kevin McNeilis through the middle of the field to try and isolate Alonzo Derrick one-on-one and trying to run a little slot post there. Very well covered by Lindenwood.
A 2-wide set for UIndy. Derrick the far to the boundary. Jeremiah Lee in the slot. Stancomb give to Clinton. He slips through, has a first down inside the 5, and it's a goal situation for the University of Indianapolis, and that is our player to watch tonight, Toriano Clinton, who just got the first down. You see last week, 287. That's the 2nd time he's reset the school record this season last week against McKendree.
Yeah, he obviously a very explosive player, and you can see right there on that little inside zone run, once he gets through, give him just a little bit of a crease. Once he's through the front line, he's into the secondary, and that's where big runs happen for him.
Kevin McNeilis, the tight end in motion. Stancomb the play fake, and will find his tight end, the other tight end, Tyler Thomas, back corner of the end zone, touchdown.
Yeah, we noted last week, and you can see the pad on Tyler Thomas's right hand. Last week he was playing in almost a full soft cast, and they still on a third down threw a third down pass to him. I remember talking about that, and you know he's coming off the injury, but he makes it look like run, goes up, bangs the linebacker, and then slips off on the corner route. You had hand going to the flat, and it's just a high-low stretch on the flat defender.
The extra point added by Paul Boozman, and UIndy on top 7-0, taking advantage of the fumble on the first Lindenwood drive. We'll be back for more from Key Stadium next on ISC.
At Aqua Systems, we believe in one simple idea, that it should be easy to get great water. That's why we provide a hassle-free sales process with money-back guarantees and the best warranties anywhere, all on equipment made in the USA. In fact, at Aqua Systems, we make it so easy to fix your home's water that 9 out of 10 people who shop with us buy from us. Contact Aqua Systems today. You'll love your water.
Indiana Members Credit Union is proud to support the University of Indianapolis athletics and offers a free UIndy debit card with a free checking account and e-statements. Get your UIndy debit card today and show your school spirit. Visit any IMCU branch or sign up online at imcu.com. Membership savings required, federally insured by NCUA. UIndy on top early, taking advantage of a turnover from Lindenwood in their 2019 matchup. What was surprising about the result, Lindenwood won by 7 but turned it over 3 times to UIndy's 1, but still found victory. Spencer Red, another opportunity for a kick return for Lindenwood, and he won't get to the 20.
Well, it's funny how that was a really nice drive by UIndy. Obviously the game plan that they put together and what they thought they were going to get as far as what Linden was going to show defensively, that's what they saw, and down the field they went. Nice mixture, good balance between the run and the pass, but what really made the balance work was how effectively they ran the football on first down. So good opening series. Now let's see how the defense does here in the second possession.
First down for Brister. He fakes, finds Peyton Rose. 8 yards on first down.
And just looking at Lindenwood's stats, they don't have huge numbers that jump off the page, but just they're going to be very effective because of the threat of Brister, who can run the football.
Second down play, Brister, a designed run, but he couldn't get through the shoelace tackle of Benjamin Honeyus from Mike linebacker.
Yeah, Honeyus does just a really, really nice job of seeing what's in front of him, and obviously those defensive linemen do a nice job of occupying offensive linemen, but he just does a really nice job of finding the football and then finishing plays with tackles and getting the ball carried to the ground.
8th tackle for loss of the season. Here comes the pressure. Brister evades, but not the second wave. UIndy combines for the sack, and it'll force a 4th down and a punt coming up for Lindenwood.
Well, and that's that nickel package there. We see, I can see running off the field. Number 19, KJ Raudebush. Raudebush goes in and basically he replaces a defensive lineman and then gets to rush, and they kind of pick spots where he really puts pressure as a speed rusher, and then you've got your other defensive linemen who are that second wave that you talked about that Brister couldn't get past.
Jared Stangler's 25th punt of the season. Alonzo Derrick will let it go for UIndy, and they'll have excellent starting field position for their second drive of the game. Well, early on, UIndy complete pendulum to their side.
Well, and the fast start that I noted, and one of my keys to the game, the first series, they're giving up some chunk yardage plays, good scramble plays by Brister. They get the turnover down the field and score, and then that was a really nice 3-and-out by the Greyhound defense.
Greyhounds started their own 42 for drive number 2. Clinton gets the call on first down. A very patient run and then some power across midfield, may have a first down.
Yeah, that's a really nice run. Really nice job. They're running a little, it's like a one-back isolation play where the right side of the offensive line is basically blocking it like a zone, and then from the right guard back, they're blocking it like a power play. So Kendall Alexis then leads up on the play side linebacker, and Clinton just has to be patient and find and read Alexis's block. Did a really nice job there.
First down throw, Stancomb. Eineman out of a couple of tackles. Gets to the 40. An 8-yard pickup by Eineman. Caught it 6 yards downfield. Got a couple more yards after the catch.
Yeah, nice run after the catch. Good job, Bryce Stancomb, not forcing the ball. The Lindenwood secondary there is allowing that throw to the flat. Go ahead and take it and then make them tackle.
1 yard to go on this second down for UIndy. 2 backs with him. This time it is Clinton, it appears, gets the first down. And another methodical drive that has them deep in Lindenwood territory already at their 36.
Yeah, again, you get yourself in those second and shorts, and there are times where it's second and short, and boy, as a play caller, you're thinking take a shot down the field. And there's other times, go ahead and bang it, get the first down, and try and get yourself in that same situation again.
Here's Stancomb, a throw over the middle, adjustment on the catch by Derrick. Looks like he snagged it right at the marker.
That's a really nice throw by Bryce Stancomb. A little play action, and then Alonzo Derrick is running an inside curl route, push vertically, and then all Stancomb's doing is he's reading the leverage of that defender. Defender inside, I'm going to throw it to the outside. Defender outside, I'll throw it to the inside. Derrick uses his body to shield it off and makes a nice catch.
Head coach Chris Keefers was very impressed by Alonzo Derrick's day last week. Lenny Bennett, the carry. He got a lot of opportunities late in the game a week ago. This one may have lost yardage, but in talking with Coach Keefers, you know, Frank Bentley had a career day. John Eineman had an 87-yard touchdown grab, and you know, I asked about both of them, and he said, well, also Derrick had a really good day as well. He had a late touchdown grab that was one of the better plays of the entire game.
Yes, Alonzo Derrick, and, you know, as a young guy, and we've talked last week about how the UIndy receiving corps from the spring to now has really changed. Derrick and Bryce Stancomb, you can see their comfort level with each other grow each week to the point that Alonzo Derrick has become a guy that Bryce Stancomb is looking for because of not only his ability to stretch the field, but also his ability to be a possession receiver.
And on cue, he makes the grab on the near side sideline. A 3rd and short for UIndy, not going to huddle here. Clinton the back with Stancomb in the shotgun. The give to Clinton. Left side has the first and a little bit more. A yard out of a gold situation, so UIndy will move the chains and could pick up a first down before they score.
Yeah, again, it's the little one-back power play. In this case, they're running it to the left, so Zachary Clark is your lead blocker, and he comes out and pulls around and is just looking for that front side linebacker just to be the lead blocker, and Clinton's going to find him.
Toriana Clinton switching to the left of Stancomb in the shotgun. He'll get the call on the first down carry this time, and a defender gets to him, but actually pushes him forward for a couple more yards than he might have gained on his own.
Yeah, UIndy's doing a really nice job. Lindenwood changed up their front there, doing a really nice job just pushing the line of scrimmage. There, it's more of an outside zone look where all the linemen are going hard to their right, and Clinton's just looking for the first little crease that he can burst through.
Looked like number 41, Alex Bolden, made the play for Lindenwood, but pushed Clinton forward for positive yardage. They'll go back to Clinton on second down, trying to slip through a left side crack. He maintains his footing, but gets a short gain here, maybe a yard.
Yeah, this is a situation where, you know, Lindenwood's covering up almost every offensive lineman, and you know, we got to throw it. You don't necessarily have to throw it. with Toriano Clinton, with his burst, just give him that little crease, and if he can get through that first line, he's going to be into the end zone.
UIndy looking to the sideline for an important 3rd down and 4 to go. Inside 3 minutes in the first, already a 1-score lead for UIndy, trying to add more. Derek on the downside of the screen as Clinton the carry, and very close to another 1st down. But it is going to be 4th down.
I think they're going to take the points here.
And that's a 50-50 call right there. You like him taking the points?
Yes, I do. You're in a situation here early in the game with the expectation that both teams are going to score a lot of points. There's no reason to leave points, and off the board.
Timeout, Lindenwood. That's their first timeout for the first half.
And Lindenwood takes a timeout on this 4th down field goal attempt from UIndy.
I mean, this in essence is an extra point. The ball is just to the left of the line painted there for your extra point. So this is, and Paul Boozman is a very good kicker. So this is good snap, good hold, knock it through, and let's go play defense again.
This is not abnormal for Lindenwood to get off to slow starts. They've been outscored 68-28 in first quarters this season. Amazing for a team that has really put on quite a run here as of late, winning their last 2 contests and 4-2 overall, digging themselves a hole.
Yeah, sometimes those are things that are head scratchers for coaches. What do I have to do differently to get guys ready to go from the beginning? And there are certain teams that it seems like they really have to look at the scoreboard and face some adversity to get themselves going.
Boozman for the field goal, and he puts it through. After Lindenwood took the initial timeout there, UIndy now up 2 scores, 10-0, a minute 51 left here in the first quarter. We'll be back for more next on ISC.
Racecom and Buick GMC truck was just awarded GMC Dealer of the Year. Come see why and drive away in a new Buick Encore for just $129 a month. Lease a new GMC Terrain for only $229 a month, or get a 3rd row Acadia for as little as $229 a month.
Get your next SUV from the GMC Dealer of the Year, Racecom and Buick GMC truck.
2 great locations, US 31 South
or I-465 and East Washington Street, or racecomandcars.com.
On his own from the 24, 76 yards to the house. Touchdown, Al McKellar, 30 yards. Punt return, touchdown.
A defensive lineman touchdown to make it 30-0 in favor of UIndy.
Touchdown, Greyhounds.
Well, at least in the beginning of a key Great Lakes Valley Conference matchup, it has been the University of Indianapolis with the upper hand, leading 10-0. They kick off once again as Spencer Red fumbles initially and made an alternative decision to take the knee in the end zone.
UIndy's done a really nice job there. Obviously 3rd kickoff here in the first quarter. You always love to have multiple kickoffs. It means you're scoring points. But Red, coming off the big game last week where he was the GLVC Special Teams Player of the Week, had a 97-yard return. They've done a really nice job of bottling him up. And I think a lot of that goes to Paul Boozman and kicking that ball into the end zone all 3 times.
Well, you have to have a game plan for a very dangerous kick returner. UIndy has their own, but defending one, it's a little bit more difficult to try to scheme it up to not allow him some space. As Brister, play fake, throws to a wide open Peyton Rose. He'll use the sideline to get out of bounds at the 45. That one for 20 on 1st down, and another first coming.
But they really like, 1st down. I want to say they've had 4 or 5 first downs, and I bet 4 times they've thrown some type of action where Bristol's throwing the ball to the flat, and they're really making UIndy defend all 53 1/3.
Rose did not play against Quincy a week ago, and he is a safety net, a young man that had quite a year in 2019. Of course, did not play last year. Lindenwood opted out of the spring season. Robert Giamo, the freshman running back, fighting for anything he can find, and it's just a yard this time.
UIndy's defensive line, you look, Borski, Clem, Jones, Patch, and then the guys that rotate in behind them, Dylan Shelton, Evan Lance, Dylan Krogel, Bryce Edwards. They keep them fresh, and they just do such a nice job against the run that it really gives other teams fits and makes running hard. And there you see Bristol take off again, and that's because there was such a good push by the defensive line, and they're playing some man coverage. UIndy's going to have to find a way to spy him.
Not a lot of opportunities to let it loose, but he has had some open lanes with great coverage down the field. They're on the UIndy side for the second time tonight. Bristol with pressure, a comfortable throw to Alex Fadul for a good 5. That may be the final play in the first quarter.
Yeah, and it really seems right now UIndy's content to allow those throws to the flat and then rally up and make tackles. And who are we to judge right now? It's 10-0 UIndy, and we're through quarter 1.
After one quarter, University of Indianapolis on the upper side of this matchup. Second quarter next to Key Stadium. You're watching ISC.
At Aqua Systems, we believe in one simple idea, that it should be easy to get great water. That's why we provide a hassle-free sales process with money-back guarantees and the best warranties anywhere, all on equipment made in the USA. In fact, at Aqua Systems, we make it so easy to fix your home's water that 9 out of 10 people who shop with us buy from us. Contact Aqua Systems today. You'll love your water.
Brewer jams it home.
That ball wiggles in and into the back of the net.
A little fireworks in the first half. Throw it up for Tillman.
Whoa, my goodness.
122.60 for Penn.
What a swim. 6 of them.
About ready for the second quarter here at Key Stadium. A big key Great Lakes Valley Conference matchup. University of Indianapolis so far up by 2 scores after one quarter, outgained their opponent 126-79, and really the turning point there in that first half was the opening drive fumble by Lindenwood, but Lindenwood starting in good field position for the second down here, Dave.
Yeah, anytime you're second and short.
There's the shot to Peyton Rose, adjustment on the ball, and he'll get 22 on the grab to the 16.
It's funny, I said, at some point they're going to take a shot down the field. 2nd and 4, second and short, you're thinking take that shot. As a UIndy alum here, I think Peyton Rose got away with the shove, but as an offensive football, coach, I like his effort to get the ball there.
Bristol getting out of another sack and slides inside the 10-yard line for 8 on the quarterback keeper. That has been the story for the Lindenwood offense, but comfortable is Bristol with his mobility.
Yeah, you take a look at the stats here, and Bristol's got 6 carries for 32 yards, and most of them they're not designed runs. They're runs where he's taking off on the scramble.
And a hard count from Bristol this time may give Lindenwood an automatic first down, and it would be a goal.
Number 54, half the distance to the goal.
Should be a first and goal, it appears. And it is from the 4. Corey Clem that time, just mistimed the snap count.
Yeah, he expected it. Just early.
Extra on the first down adjusting. Peyton Rose isolated to the left. Giamo the back getting the carry, and he'll lower his shoulder, and he gets in. Robert Giamo, the freshman, 7th touchdown of the year, and Lindenwood on the board for the first time in this contest.
Yeah, that's a really nice job of answering UIndy's first 2 scores. They took that kickoff and just marched it down the field, and here just running the inside zone play, and Giamo just bangs that thing right into the end zone.
An impressive freshman for Lindenwood. The regular starter, Nash Sutherland, dealing with injuries all season long, and Sutherland is now back, but because of how Giamo has run this year, he has gotten the bulk of the carries and starting most games now. The extra point good from Logan Siebert, and a 3-point game here at Key Stadium. UIndy still on top. We're back next on the ISC Sports Network.
When medical care is needed, where will you turn? With Community's Connect to Care program, one call or click finds you the closest open appointment. Request a time yourself, or let us do it. From a primary care doctor or virtual visit, to a med check or community clinic at Walgreens. Just call or click. You can go right to our website or to me. Connect to Care from Community.
And it turned to the wall.
Free Enterprise is proud to be the official transportation provider for Greyhound Athletics. At Free Enterprise, we'd love to be a part of your team by providing transportation for your group. We can move groups of any size, from event shuttles, youth groups, to campus shuttles and more. There's no group our team can't accommodate. Contact one of our travel consultants today at travelfe.com and book with Free Enterprise today. Anything else is just a bus ride. Well, Lindenwood gets the score they desperately needed as an opportunity for a return, this time from Clinton, and here he goes. Made something out of nothing across the 30.
I mean, obviously a guy runs for over 270 yards in 2 different games. He's a very good player, a special player, but to take a kickoff like that was mishit, rolling around on the ground, pick it up and stutter, and then still get a 20-plus yard return shows you just how special he is.
The junior from Calumet, Illinois. He's had to back up a couple of running backs, and certainly when it's been his time, he's made the most of it. Here's the draw right back to Clinton. Trying the boundary, and there he goes to the 45 and pushed out of bounds. 13 or 14 on the carry that time by Clinton.
So there they went with, you got 2 backs in the backfield, and Alonzo Derrick is one of them. He exits to the left, little pump fake by Bryce Stankham, and then they run a lead draw back with Clinton the other way, with Hand leading it. That's good stuff. Ethan Hand did a nice job as the lead blocker and sprung Clinton for the big gain.
McNeilis, the tight end in motion. This time it's Lenny Bennett bringing it to the Lindenwood side. And a strong run for 8.
And there's the Lenny Bennett we saw a week ago, where he's just taking those interior runs, and Coach Keevers last week after the game talking to him just talked about straight line Lenny. Man, he finds a little crease and bang, he's through there.
It's a pretty good nickname. I've heard quite a few. That one's a good one. Play fake for Stankham on second down. He hangs in and connects with Derrick. Alonzo Derrick for a first down and 13.
Nice play action. Try to take a shot. You're down here to the short side. You're running Jeremiah Lee and Frank Bentley are running a combination where one of them's deep and one of them's going to come inside, and then that just isolates Alonzo Derrick, who runs a deep post curl. He actually slipped and then pops up and still makes the catch. Nice play on first down.
3rd grab in the first half for Alonzo Derrick. Jeremiah Lee, the wide receiver, in motion. They go to the running back. Clinton somehow emerges. A carry that should have been a yard is 7.5.
Well, he is just running inside zone off the jet sweep motion there. as Lee comes across, you're timing the snap and handed the inside zone to Toriano Clinton, and it looked like he ran right into the back of one of his offensive linemen. Wait, spin, and then he burst forward for another 5 yards to get that 8-yard gain.
He was 20 yards away heading into this game of being the nation's leader in rushing yards. Stancomb, a dump off for Derrick in space. And Alonzo Derrick for 8 and moves the chains again. Very fluid, this UIndy offense. We focus a lot on Clinton, but both areas, the pass and the run, very interconnected early on.
Oh, absolutely. There, you've got the strength of the formation, 3 receivers into the short side of the field. You run a little play action, and you see if you get them to suck up on it and maybe throw the deep ball. They don't, so you throw it out there to Alonzo Derrick, and he becomes a running back. Just go get what you can get.
Here's straight line Lenny for a couple to the 16. Lenny Bennett, the backup running back. They've used Jaquan Buchanan, number 6, and Kellen Porter at different points this year. But, yeah, you're going to get more playing time, even if it is in the second half of a blowout win against McKintrey. When you rush it 15 times for 110 yards, that's a pretty good yard per carry average.
It's about production. And if you prove that you're going to produce when you're out there, you're going to get more touches and more opportunities.
Nearly half of his carries came in the second half a week ago. 2 backs with Stancomb. He'll roll. Waiting. Coverage is good downfield, so Stancomb will get positive yardage and step out of bounds.
I like this thought here. What they're trying here on second down is they're going to use Lenny as a fake, and then they're taking Toriano Clinton and running a wheel route out of the backfield. If you get any type of interior where they're sucking in on the run, now you got Toriano, hopefully, the thought was running free up the sideline. Nice job of coverage by Lindenwood there.
Third down for Stancomb. He's hit as he throws, high for Clinton, and Stancomb was running out of time. It'll force a 4th down for UIndy, and the kicking unit back on the field.
Yeah, again, that's a case where they're using the exit motion by Clinton, and they're trying to do it to spread out the field zone coverage by Lindenwood and see if you can find one of those creases down in around the hash area, probably around 12 yards. It was 3rd and 10, to get the first down. Good pressure came from the short side of the field. Stancomb had to get rid of it, and it was incomplete.
Field goal attempt from Boozman. Definitely has the leg, but it's no good. It's wide of the mark. And with 10:01 left in the second quarter, Lindenwood takes over, trailing just 3. An important swing right there. Boozman missing his 3rd kick of the season.
Well, I pointed to the flags, and you can see there's a good west breeze, and that's where Paul Boozman missed that kick. He missed it to the right upright, and whether it started there, we can't tell. With the amount of breeze, we don't have our end zone camera tonight on the lift, so we don't know if it started and the wind took it out or if it was just out there the whole time. But the wind is going to be a factor in the kick game, especially the longer field goal opportunities that you have.
That missed kick puts Lindenwood right back in a position here as Brister runs out of time, and he's hit. A loss, Kiave Guerrier in for the sack.
So they rolled their coverage there. They brought Kiave, where he's going to become, he's part of the run fit and in to play the quarterback. And Lauren Strickland rolled down on that slot receiver that they've thrown the out route to a couple times, covered that, and then Guerrier gets home and makes the play on Brister.
Leading tackler this year for UIndy. Loss of 2 on the sack. Brister in trouble again. He runs into his own right tackle, and it'll be a sack again. Take your pick that time, as the momentum slowed by Kate Brister, who's gotten out of a couple of sacks tonight. Looks like it was Evan Lance who was the one that tied up Brister, along with Gavin Bain and others.
Right, and so Bain comes off the strong side. Honeyus comes up the middle. there's your 2 blitzers, your additional, so you're bringing 6 guys, and just great push, obviously, by Evan Lance there. He's the last one to get there, but nice job by the defensive line, coupled with the 2 linebackers.
3rd sack of the night for the UIndy defense. Here's a long 3rd down for Lindenwood. Brister steps up, dumps it off, and it's intercepted by Gavin Bain. Tried to throw it over the top of him, intended for the reserve running back, Nash Sutherland, and Bain, 2nd interception of the year. UIndy in business on the Lindenwood side.
We noted multiple times last week just how good those 3 linebackers are, but here you see Gavin Bain, who, I mean, honestly, he's beat. The running back's got to step on him. Brister's telling him go, and then he short arms the ball. Man, if you miss that throw, you got to miss it. I know you don't want to have to punt from your own end zone, but you also don't want to give UIndy 1st down from the 28-yard line.
2nd turnover for Lindenwood, and this time UIndy in great position. 1st down call, it's Clinton on the carry, a couple right in the middle of the formation.
Yeah, just run a little zone read play. UIndy doesn't run a lot of that version of it where Bryce Stankham is actually reading the backside defensive end, but they went ahead and ran it there. You never know if they're not, trying to set something up when they run plays like that.
Stankham by himself on this 2nd down. In route for Bentley, and it's batted away. One-on-one coverage by Jordan Perry. A super senior, if you will, COVID senior, if you will, with an excellent one-on-one play on the outside.
Yeah, UIndy went empty there and chose to try and work the 2 receivers on the short side of the field, Toriano Clinton and Frank Bentley, against pretty tight man-to-man coverage. And it's not a bad throw, but that's just really good defense there from Lindenwood.
Stankham, a 3rd and 8. Design rollout. Buying. Nothing there. Tucks it for anything he can find. The 26-yard line. No gain on the keeper. And the kicking unit right back in there.
That's really nice job by Lindenwood. To be in the situation after the interception and have the chance for a big momentum swing to force a 43-yard field goal try right here, that's huge for Lindenwood.
43 yards for Boozman. This time, he connects. Boozman puts UIndy up by 6, 13-7, midway through the 2nd quarter. Step aside. You're watching the ISC Sports Network.
Meet Chip. 30 years ago, he started a small business with a big idea. Today, there's a new building, a new fleet of equipment, and a new era of leadership. But we know Chip, and at Indiana Members Credit Union, we know he plans to keep growing, building business with the next generation. IMCU is here to help with secure and simple account management tools and commercial financing to grow business. Today, it's all about Chip. Tomorrow, it's all about you. Because at IMCU, it's you that matters.
The Gordon Flesh, business technology managed. Please visit us at gflesh.com. As UIndy goes up by a couple of field goals, they've led from start to this point right now, midway through the 2nd quarter, but a big mention, a tough position that Lindenwood defense was put into. They give up the 2nd most points in the GLVC, over 400 yards of offense, and that was a tough situation, and they battled pretty well on that drive.
Giving up only 3 points there to that short field is a win for the Lindenwood defense for certain. But it's also a win for the UIndy team. There's 2 turnovers. They've got 10 points to show for those 2 turnovers.
The kick by Boozman into the end zone, and Lindenwood right back out there. The last time out, the UIndy front, when they've been put in solid position, they have consistently gotten to the quarterback. Cade Brister has done an excellent job of getting out of some would-be sacks. So is it adjustment time for the Lindenwood front offensively?
be interesting. What I think Coach Cooper did there on that last series was the way he coupled his pressure package.
Brister in trouble again. Buying time, throwing, and out of bounds. Another one kind of rolling. That was similar kind of play style where he threw the previous interception.
So I think kind of what's happening here is UIndy's playing their man coverage. On that play, Honeyus was playing the running back. When the running back stayed in to protect, now Honeyus is going to go and he's going to insert himself as a fifth rusher. So you've still got your 4 pass lanes from your defensive lineman, and the linebacker becomes the fifth guy.
This one's a free play, initially intercepted by Cassius Kearns. He'll take it near side. There's a flag all the way back, though, as Kearns comes down the sideline. Brister knew it right away. Kearns, for the moment, will jive his way to the end zone, but this one's coming back as a UIndy defensive lineman jumped.
Yeah, that's the classic. You got a free play, take the shot, down the field. Cade Brister, a veteran quarterback, is going to know that and take advantage of it every time.
Yeah, it looked like Dylan Kogel.
Defense, offsides, 96, 5-yard penalty, still second down.
Check that, Jacob Jones. A 5-yard penalty, and Brister, the savvy vet he is, just went for his deep threat guy, and Peyton Rose, a free play, might as well.
Absolutely, take a shot down the field.
It is a big strike Lindenwood offense, a team that scores the second most points in the GLVC. Middle of the road yardage-wise, but they find ways to score touchdowns, that's for sure. So second down for Brister. The protection this time good. He'll try to slip through a crack, and a short gain for maybe a yard.
Yeah, again, this is one of those, and they've made their adjustments from early in the game, and now Benjamin Honeyus is just doing a really nice job. As the pocket begins to collapse around Brister, he's going to step up and try and mirror everywhere that he goes.
So a medium third down coming up for Lindenwood. Trailing by a couple of field goals here. Back is Giamma. Brister to throw, a battle for the football. Did he catch it? Looks like Alex Fadul somehow, some way, no. Second consultation. It is no catch by Fadul. Fighting with the cornerback. Let's take another look.
So you see him release vertically there against Cassius Kearns. And from the angle we have there, it's really hard to see. Kearns is probably lucky he didn't get at least an illegal contact down the field.
Fadul looked fully convinced that he made the catch, but I was thinking too. The punting unit is in. As Stengler, second punt of the day, lets it go. Derek not even thinking about returning this one. Fair catch, called for at the 28.
I think in that situation, special teams, the concern with that rugby-style punt where they're going to kind of sprint out, you're going to go with a safe return where we're going to make sure that ball's kicked, and we're telling our returner if there's any chance that you aren't going to be able to, catch it clean and go, just fair catch it, and we'll play offense from where you catch it.
This is one of those drives that UIndy kind of had last week. They scored before the half, scored right coming out of the half. This is a potential swing right here. First down stretch play. Clinton cuts back. Again, something out of a bit of nothing in a way. Strong to plant the foot in the ground and then make a play upfield.
He's obviously a very special talent, and UIndy lost a very, very good running back in Al McKellar, obviously, to the transfer portal, but it hasn't hurt them at all because of what Toriano Clinton's been able to do this year.
Clinton for the second straight time, he busts through across midfield, Far side, angling out of bounds inside the 30. Toriano Clinton for a big one. About 46 yards that time.
Nice job up front. You see a wall of those black jerseys, and then all of a sudden Toriano Clinton comes out from behind him and is into the secondary, and he turns those big plays into bigger plays with his speed.
Inside 5 to go in the second quarter. Third straight carry for Clinton. That one for a couple. He came into tonight needing to average over the final 5 games 80 yards per game to set the single season record held by Clay Fichter all the way back in the early 2010s for the single season rushing record. I think he's well on his way here in the first half to that.
Yeah, he's going to make that average yard per game go down with his performance tonight.
Stancomb connecting with Frank Bentley. Caught it for 6, gained another yard upfield for 7.
Really nice throw, obviously, by Bryce Stancomb. Good job of using your big frame, Frank Bentley. Catch that ball in tight and turn and get vertical.
2 yards needed on the third down. UIndy best in the GLVC in third down percentage at 48%. Playing the clock game as well, 3:38 and counting. Clinton this time. Enough for the first. Spinning, jiving, and it'll move the chains.
Yeah, it's that one-back isolation play. Zachary Clark's going to lead him up to the left side. You've got the tight end on the left side, so you can turn out in the tight end. Tyler Thomas is able, they've brought an extra guy up on the line of scrimmage. Tyler Thomas accounts for him, turns out on him, and then they're just running that one-back isolation play. The tackle blocks the defensive end, and then you block back, and the puller then accounts for the linebacker.
Somehow Clinton gets out of a tackle of a defensive lineman, untouched. Tavion Weary for Lindenwood. Would have been a tackle for loss. Instead, it's Clinton for about 6.
Yeah, this is impressive balance, and you see him spin right out. The defensive lineman shoots through his gap, and Toriano Clinton has good enough eyes and vision to see him and spins out of that tackle and then goes and gets 7 yards or 9 yards. Wow, what a run.
That's 194 versus 270. And it was a pinball by Clinton off of the 270 defensive tackle. 1 yard needed to move the chains to officially make it a goal situation. Looks like that has been done. And the best part for UIndy as well is that this clock is continuing to roll.
Well, yes, that's going to become very key in what Lindenwood's able to do after UIndy scores a touchdown. I'm hopefully not jumping too far ahead there, but I expect them to take their time there and get this play call correct.
At the 5 for a 1st and goal. Stancomb didn't like the look.
Timeout, UIndy. That's their first timeout of the first half.
2:06 left in the second. Better to get it right rather than rush it, with a lot of time and a couple of timeouts to work with as well. Aqua Systems offers water softeners, drinking water systems, water purification, problem water solutions, and bottled water. Visit us online at aquasystems.com. Aqua Systems, your home water experts. Early on, a lot of play fakes, a lot of using designs to get the looks you wanted defensively, and now on this drive, knowing how important it is for the swing as we talked about. It's been a lot of Toriano Clinton, a big one, but a lot of interior carries as well, kind of using the 2 different stylistic approaches that UIndy can attack you with offensively.
Well, and they're doing a really nice job of locking Lindenwood down by formation. One of the plays you can see their coach is holding up an 11 sign. That's telling their defense what personnel's in the game.
Clinton on the 1st and goal for the 5. Bust right through and in. with 2:02 left in the second. UIndy goes up 2 scores again.
So now the sign that they would have held up would have been 12 personnel, which means 1 running back, 2 tight ends, because you've got Ethan Hand and Tyler Thomas in the game. And Thomas, where he aligns, kind of forces their hand where they're going to set the strength of their defense. You run the zone action towards that. Ethan Hand can then go pick up anything that comes off the backside, and that just creates this wide open alley for Toriano Clinton to run through.
14th rushing touchdown of the year for Toriano Clinton, his 25th of his career. 20-7, UIndy. We'll take a break on ISC.
Meet Kate. She has a lot to juggle. Family, work, it can lead to trying days and tired nights. But we know Kate, and at Indiana Members Credit Union, we know at some point her space at a premium life may change. IMCU is here to help Kate and you find your space. Now, add on or remodel with an introductory rate of 1.9% APR on a home equity line of credit. Today, it's all about Kate. Tomorrow, it's all about you. Because at IMCU, it's you that matters.
an impressive clock.
Exactly. A very important drive for them. We talked about the swing drive it could be for UIndy. None bigger here for the Lindenwood offense to be able to punch one in.
Yeah, their whole intent here, they started the game with the ball. Their intent is to get points on this drive. They've got 2 minutes, and they've got 2 timeouts. They don't have to throw it every down. He can take off and scramble, but their goal is to get points on the board on this drive.
Here's Brister. In trouble again, and he'll go down. Bryce Edwards for the sack for UIndy. And everything going to be quick for Lindenwood here. They do have a couple of timeouts, but very early in this drive to use those. Brister again, looking near side. Spencer Red open, ducks out of bounds upon making the reception.
All right, so they brought number 17, Peyton Rose, over here on this side, ran him on a deep vertical. UIndy let the corner and the safety stay deep on him, which opened up the little hitch route on the outside for the first down gain.
Brister quickly on the snap, tucks it and runs. And here he goes. A little patient across midfield, and he'll go out of bounds. Not just a strong runner, has a little bit of open field speed as well.
But again, it's one of those deals. If UIndy, and they're in their nickel package right now, all right, so Raudebush, 19, is the one that's in there, and he's trying to act as that mirror guy. If they send him on a blitz and he doesn't get to the quarterback, that's going to open up running lanes.
Brister, near side, Gibbons, the grab for a couple. Glenn Gibbons, his first catch of the evening. Coming into the game, including the tight end Clint Sigwa, who we haven't heard from a lot tonight, very well dispersed offensively. There really isn't one dominant receiver, and that makes this attack very difficult to defend. Second down, UIndy comes, and they get there. Another sack. This time it's Alec Patch, and Lindenwood burns its first time out on this drive, second of the game.
So UIndy had went the play before,
That's their second timeout.
and they only brought
First
4
half.
guys out of that nickel package. They made a switch. after the short gain on first down and said, you know what, on second down, we're going to go ahead and bring 5. But the way they did it, they brought one of the nickel guy, the nickel defender from the field came, Kiave Guerrier, then jumped outside from his linebacker position to play like the defensive back. And they timed it just right, so that gave Brister a look. He went away from the field and came back to the boundary. And by the time that happened, UIndy was able to get home with the pressure and get the sack.
Almost felt like the offensive line just kind of collapsed on Brister. He couldn't step back far enough really, and then have an opportunity to step up. He stepped right up into the sack.
And that comes from, and that I think part of that was they subbed out, subbed in a fresh defensive lineman who got that really good push just right up the middle. As he stepped up, there was nowhere to go.
Clock stopped at 1:15. The running back is Nash Sutherland, the backup. Very good out of the backfield. Here's Brister again in trouble, has to dump it off Sutherland, the grab, but UIndy responds well. Dylan Shelton made the individual stop.
So UIndy goes with the exact same pressure to the field, which brought Trayvon, number 2, brought him off the edge. Guerrier jumps out. Trayvon Hall forces that quick throw to the running back, and really they can go for it here at 4th and 15. But we've already seen Boozman make a 43-yard field goal, which would mean if they don't get it, UIndy's got to go 20 yards in 48 seconds with 2 timeouts for another chance at a field goal. I expect the punt here, yep.
Yeah, Lindenwood is going to let the play clock run out. Did they get a timeout in time? Nope, it is a penalty, and more so for Lindenwood to get a little bit more space.
Well, and I think it'll be a runoff as well.
UIndy did have 2 timeouts and allowed that clock to just continue to tick.
Because they're going to start the second half with the ball.
Sure.
They're not going to call timeout and then give them a chance to go up for it on 4th down. So I think they're coming over here and asking Coach Keevers if he wants the runoff or not.
Some of the fans were mentioning that they did have timeouts, but the swing that you already have right now, look, even if you got the ball, you don't want to have a turnover because this is an opportunistic Lindenwood defense. They're going to be jumping every route, and it takes one mistake for them to feel back momentum.
Yeah, you're starting the second half with the ball. You're going to go into halftime here with the lead and know you're going to get the ball back and hope to make it a 2-score swing.
Full start, offense, 5-yard penalty, still 4th down. By rule, the 10-second runoff has been declined. Also, we're going to start the snap on the ready for play.
False start instead of the delay of game. The play clock was at 0. The false start must have happened right as they were anticipating the clock ran down.
The delay of game would be a definite stopped clock. Trying to get the penalty for the runoff, and then you make the other coach make the decision. And now we're not going to get a snap, which is fine.
Yeah, both teams will be content going to the locker room, and what a half for the University of Indianapolis. They referenced that 2019 game a lot, and the first half has been all Greyhounds, all home team here at Key Stadium. Halftime here at the University of Indianapolis, a 20-7 lead for UIndy. We'll come back with the halftime show next on ISC.
Meet Zach. Day and night, rain or shine, even just out for a spin, Zach gets around. But we know Zach, and at Indiana Members Credit Union, we know he's been saving up to trade up. IMCU is here to help Zach and you drive your dream. Now get financing as low as 1.99% APR on a new or used vehicle. Today, it's all about Zach. Tomorrow, it's all about you. Because at IMCU, it's you that matters.
Tonight's UIndy broadcast is brought to you by Free Enterprise System, the official travel agency for Greyhound Athletics. Anything else is just a bus ride. By Prairie Farms, We are Indiana's dairy. By Indiana Members Credit Union, proudly supporting UIndy athletics and offering a free UIndy debit card. Show your school spirit and get yours at imcu.com. By Gordon Flesh, technology that works, people who perform. Please visit us at gflesh.com. By Aqua Systems, helping people improve their water since 1959 and a proud sponsor of the UIndy Greyhounds. And by the Ray Skillman Auto Group. Go to rayskillman.com for your best deals.
Ray Skillman Buick GMC truck was just awarded GMC Dealer of the Year. Come see why and drive away in a new GMC Acadia for as little as $229 a month. US 31 South
or I-465 and East Washington Street or RaySkillmanCars.com.
Looking for Indy's best barbecue? Swing by City Barbecue. Our barbecue is smoked the way it should be, low and slow over local hickory wood. Our teammates whip up our classic barbecue sides and mouth-watering desserts from scratch every day, too. When you think about it, barbecue's perfect for any occasion. Tonight's family dinner, Friday's office lunch, next weekend's tailgate, or your next fancy event.
Check us out at our 6 Indy area locations and learn more at citybbq.com.
Listen, do you hear that? I get here early so I can enjoy some peace and tranquility, but not anymore. Before very long, there'll be a bunch of families here, and there'll be a bunch of rugrats running around, ruining what used to be a wonderful, quiet place. But oh no, the Hound Pound Nation will be here. They'll be raising havoc. This place will be bedlam before very long. I wanted to enjoy myself and have a great, peaceful moment before this game starts. But you know what? It's really worth it. Go Hounds!
This global pandemic has challenged us all. No one is immune to the profound effect that it has had on our lives and our livelihoods. This pandemic has brought many things into a clearer focus. We thrive best when in community. We treasure our freedom. We have much more that we want to see and do. There's still so much more left to experience together. At Free Enterprise, when challenges come, we meet them with new resolve and new plans. Cleaning and sanitary practices, we've implemented extra precautionary measures, including a new monofoil electrostatic spraying system. This same system is used in hospitals and by legacy brands like Disney. Rest assured that at Free Enterprise, we always take great pride in going above and beyond to provide you and your group with the best care and service possible. We're excited to get our wheels turning and your group moving. Reach out to our Free Enterprise team and book your group's charter today. Travel Free Enterprise, because anything else is just a bus ride.
Meet Zach. Day and night, rain or shine, even just out for a spin, Zach gets around. But we know Zach, and at Indiana Members Credit Union, we know he's been saving up to trade up. IMCU is here to help Zach and you drive your dream. Now get financing as low as 1.99% APR on a new or used vehicle. Today, it's all about Zach. Tomorrow, it's all about you. Because at IMCU, it's you that matters.
This is the Ray Skillman Auto Group halftime show at Key Stadium at the University of Indianapolis. A massive GLVC contest. The University of Indianapolis up 20 20-7. Dave Burton to my left. I'm Mark Forster as the swing heading into halftime for UIndy. Already dominating the game, but that last drive, a big drive and then a big stop defensively as Lindenwood got to the UIndy side of the field, but then they shut the door with a couple of big defensive line sacks.
Yes, it was really good pressure, really good design pressure, and obviously anytime you have a sack, you've got really good coverage in the secondary. So, Lindenwood had a couple nice plays, got themselves across midfield. Coach Cooper makes a couple of adjustments, changes up his pressure scheme, and a couple of sacks, and now UIndy's forced the punt and goes into the halftime with the 20-7 lead.
Looking at the halftime stats, what stands out to you? Dave Burton, very, very balanced rushing and passing. They've owned the yardage battle, and of course the 2 turnovers for Lindenwood, a big part of the first half as well.
Well, I think everything that you see there on the screen goes to the rushing yards from UIndy. 148 yards. They've been very good on first down, not only running the ball, but taking advantage of quick play action throws where they're getting anywhere from 6 to 10 yards. I mean, if you get a first down on first down, that's great, but they've had really good tempo, and what's happened is the balance has been good and the time of possession is really good. When you have a 4-minute advantage through the first half with a 20-7 lead, that's good work by offensive coordinator Brad Wilson and the UIndy staff.
We mentioned 2 turnovers, a fumble recovery on drive number 1, and then a second quarter interception by Gavin Bain, but the other part is the 4 sacks for UIndy as a team as well. They've consistently got to Cade Brister. Maybe should have had more than 4 in the first half. That number may be not as big as it should be.
Well, you look here and you've got 13 carries where Brister has gained in those 13 times he's carried the ball 65 yards, but with the 4 sacks he's lost 22. 13 carries 65 yards, that's pretty good numbers. But it really is 13 for 43, so you're looking at 4 yards a pop. Really nice job by the defensive line. And then when they made the adjustment after he had a couple runs early, where it looked like, to me, Benjamin Honeyus is acting as that spy and playing the running back and then able to get the interior pressure with the defensive line push. Really good job by Coach Cooper and the defensive staff.
Toriano Clinton, 141 yards individually in the first half. Bryce Stancomb, 9 for 12, very efficient, 101 yards and a touchdown. Again, UIndy didn't turn it over and very balanced in both of their primary playmakers, just making really good decisions. Clinton had a carry long of 35 yards, but everything else, 7.4 yards per carry, right to his average.
Yeah, you have a running back at the college level, Division II level, averaging 7.5 yards a carry. That speaks to your offensive line, obviously to the talent of the back. But that's some really special stuff for him to do this week in and week out. Another thing that I think has really helped his production after the 2 losses here at home to the GMAC schools in Tiffin and Ohio Dominican is the development of the relationship between Bryce Stancomb and his young receivers. We mentioned Alonzo Derrick early. He's had a couple of really nice gains. Frank Bellamy is doing his part. Jeremiah Lee's your big shot guy down the field. You're just seeing a little bit of everything come together. Had the touchdown catch to Tyler Thomas. So, things are clicking, and it really speaks to a team that obviously practices very well because they're getting better throughout the week.
We mentioned the 4 sacks from the defense. What else has stood out again? It feels as though the linebackers, again, kind of leading the way. The front has been really good, but those 3 linebackers are just flying around.
The front's been really good, which allows those linebackers to run and make plays against ball carriers. I think the thing that we don't mention as much, you don't get 4 sacks without good coverage as well. And you go back 4 years ago, when Coach Bart's still here, and UIndy was primarily a zone defensive team in the secondary, and now they play a lot more with Coach Cooper, play a lot more man coverage, but you're not seeing a lot of separation, and that's why the Brister's got to take off and run so often, is because the coverage has been so good.
The halftime statistics brought to you by the Free Enterprise System. You're watching the Ray Skillman Auto Group halftime show. At the half, the University of Indianapolis 20, Lindenwood 7. Greyhounds get the ball to start the second half of play. Halftime highlights and more coming next. You're watching the ISC Sports Network.
At Aqua Systems, we believe in one simple idea, that it should be easy to get great water. That's why we provide a hassle-free sales process with money-back guarantees and the best warranties anywhere, all on equipment made in the USA. In fact, at Aqua Systems, we make it so easy to fix your home's water that 9 out of 10 people who shop with us buy from us. Contact Aqua Systems today. You'll love your water.
Your life is on the go. Now your viewing habits can be on the go. With the ISC Sports Network app, your team is at your fingertips. You can download years' worth of content from the ISC Sports Network library. High school, college, special events, weekly and monthly shows, wherever you find your favorite app. And you can always find out more information at iscsportsnetwork.com.
Ray Skillman Buick GMC truck was just awarded GMC Dealer of the Year. Come see why and drive away in a new Buick Encore for just $129 a month. Lease a new GMC Terrain for only $229 a month, or get a third row Acadia for as little as $229 a month.
Get your next SUV from the GMC Dealer of the Year, Ray Skillman Buick GMC truck.
2 great locations, US 31 South
or I-465 and East Washington Street, or RaySkillmanCars.com.
On his own, from the 24, 76 yards to the house. Touchdown, Al McKellar, 30 yards. Punt return, touchdown.
A defensive lineman touchdown to make it 30-0 in favor of UIndy.
Touchdown, Greyhounds.
At Aqua Systems, we believe in one simple idea, that it should be easy to get great water. That's why we provide a hassle-free sales process with money-back guarantees and the best warranties anywhere, all on equipment made in the USA. In fact, at Aqua Systems, we make it so easy to fix your home's water that 9 out of 10 people who shop with us buy from us. Contact Aqua Systems today. You'll love your water.
When medical care is needed, where will you turn? With Community's Connect to Care program, one call or click finds you the closest open appointment. Request a time yourself, or let us do it. From a primary care doctor or virtual visit, to a med check or community clinic at Walgreens. Just call or click. You can go right to our website or to me. Connect to Care from Community.
Back at Key Stadium, a very fall-like evening here in the middle of October, but a pretty good contest here. That's UIndy is owning at the half, 20-7 over the Lindenwood Lions. A big Great Lakes Valley Conference showdown here at halftime. We'll take a look at the halftime highlights, brought to you by houndsgear.com. Dave Burton, a lot of really good highlights for UIndy. This time, Brister.
Well, there you saw the fumble. And that has kind of set the tone. Offensively, they go down the field. There we see the play action pass to Tyler Thomas.
One of the 4 sacks tonight for UIndy right there. And this time, Toriano Clinton, who got stronger as the second half went on. But again, a lot of carries like that turned into longer gains than probably should. Boozman, one of his 2 field goals in the first half. And Cade Brister, they chased him all first half long.
Yeah, he very rarely did you see him sit back in the pocket. You know, that's a nice completion to, a terrible Peyton Rose that led to their touchdown. But it was rare that he threw the ball in rhythm. He was scrambling. If he threw it in rhythm, it was first down, a little RPO stuff to the outside.
And that Gavin Bain interception, one of the biggest plays, if not the biggest in the first half, kind of changed the tide, set up another field goal from Paul Boozman. And there's the flex. And then that last drive for UIndy was all about strength with Toriano Clinton. A lot of carries like that, but they their workhorse was fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the few times that the offensive line didn't just, move the entire defensive line back into the linebacker's laps. And he just bounces right off, spins out of the tackle, and goes for a 9-yard gain.
$141 in the first half from Toriano Clinton, and there's his touchdown right there. 25th of his career rushing, and got us to our total there. The hold that UIndy had defensively as Lindenwood got across the 50 rather quickly with over a minute. They were sacked once, and then on the second sack took a timeout. The pressure was just too much by UIndy. Kept backing up Lindenwood, got him out of position and forced them to punt. And now the swing, you score at the end of the first half, you get the ball to the second half. That's why you like to have the ball to start the second half.
You finish the first half, like you said, you finish the first half with a score, you turn around, you get the ball to start the second half, and you make your adjustments, you set your game plan. Okay, based on what we've seen, how are we going to attack them? And obviously, you do that from series to series during the course of the first half, but now at halftime, you've got time to sit in there. Especially in 25 minutes, every coach is like, okay, they're going to, put their heads together, and then Coach Wilson's going to sit down and he's going to say, okay, here's how we're starting. And you're going to go in, you're going to meet with the team, and it's really, it's a short snapshot of what you do all week. Here's what we're going to see. Here's how we're going to attack it. All right, here's what they did differently. Here's how we're going back on the attack right now, and you're going to go down the field, and that's your whole focus right now. Let's go score again. Let's make this thing a 4-score game.
Now, one of the things to keep in mind, Lindenwood has come back a couple of times this year, down 2 scores, heading to the second half. They did it against Truman. They did it earlier in the season as well. So this is a Lindenwood team. It's weird to think such a successful team like them are almost comfortable from behind. So again, you have a half of football for a reason. This one's far from over, but again, you got to feel good about having the ball in the hands of the safety of a good decision-making quarterback and the ability to run the football whenever you really want to.
Absolutely, and really, for Coach Keevers and him being a defensive-minded guy, to have the confidence in what they're doing offensively, now he can think more from his defensive perspective of how do we keep the pressure on. Sometimes when you relax a little bit and you get a quarterback like Cade Brister who is able to extend plays, and then you're asking your guys in man coverage to cover double moves and things like that, that's when those big plays happen, and that allows, as much as anything, what you're trying to do with your UIndy is keep that momentum shift from taking place.
This is the Ray Skillman Auto Group halftime show. We'll continue on our coverage at halftime as UIndy leads 20-7 at the half. We'll get you ready for the second half when we come back on the ISC Sports Network.
To the house.
A defensive lineman touchdown to make it 34-0 in favor of UIndy.
Touchdown, Greyhounds.
Brewer jams it home.
That ball wiggles in and into the back of the net.
A little fireworks in the first half. Throw it up for Tillman.
Oh, my goodness.
122-6-0 for Penn.
What a swim. Six of them.
Meet Chip. 30 years ago, he started a small business with a big idea. Today, there's a new building, a new fleet of equipment, and a new era of leadership. But we know Chip, and at Indiana Members Credit Union, we know he plans to keep growing, building business with the next generation. IMCU is here to help with secure and simple account management tools and commercial financing to grow business. Today, it's all about Chip. Tomorrow, it's all about you. Because at IMCU, it's you that matters.
The drive, the take, fouled, and it goes!
Lobbing it to the back of the end zone. They're going to say it's a touchdown.
Left foot gets through. Goal for Vargas. Hamilton will score!
Meet Kate. She has a lot to juggle. Family, work, it can lead to trying days and tired nights. But we know Kate, and at Indiana Members Credit Union, we know at some point her space at a premium life may change. IMCU is here to help Kate and you find your space. Now, add on or remodel with an introductory rate of 1.9% APR on a home equity line of credit. Today, it's all about Kate. Tomorrow, it's all about you. Because at IMCU, it's you that matters.
Back here at Key Stadium as preparations for the second half underway. The University of Indianapolis, 20-7 leaders at halftime. As we take a look at the coaches' corrections, they're brought to you by Gordon Flesh. Dave Burton, would you imagine a lot more adjustments from Lindenwood? When you're a coach that has a lead like this, get the ball to start the second half, of course you're still making adjustments if you're Chris Keevers, but what would you intend to change? Everything's kind of gone according to script, if you will, in the first half.
Well, and so that's, part of the challenge is sometimes you have to tell yourself, don't get bored. Just because something has worked, you don't overanalyze something and go, well, we can do this. Well, coaches get themselves in trouble when they say we could. And if you know what has worked, stay on schedule. Okay, stay on course. Don't get bored. If you're Lindenwood and you've had some issues throwing the football on rhythm, maybe you throw in some routes, some more crossing routes. Maybe you use motion to manipulate the defensive coverage of UIndy to where you're going to try and get yourself in a more advantageous, if they're going to play man coverage, can I motion someone and get a better matchup? We mentioned the big tight end, Clint Sigg. He had one catch on the second possession and really hasn't done anything, and he's somebody that we thought would be a factor in this game. So if you're Lindenwood, how do you get him loose against the UIndy secondary? Some things like that I think are things that probably they tried to address at halftime.
It's interesting, you talk about doing what you do well. If there's one thing UIndy did well in the first half, it was the way they ran the football.
Absolutely, run the football. So we're going to take a look here, see some of the top runs. Just inside zone play. Toriano Clinton very patient. When he sees a seam, he takes off.
And the same for Lindenwood. It was their quarterback, Cade Brister. He was the primary runner. Giamo, the freshman, did get that touchdown. But again, Toriano Clinton, the ability to just spin off tacklers, again at 5'9", 194. Don't feel like that's a very big body, but just very good leverage and good balance.
Excellent balance. Great speed, but maybe even more impressive than his just top-end speed is his acceleration. When he sees those little creases and those gaps in the defense, his ability to just burst through them is something that separates him from every running back that I've seen so far this season.
For UIndy, though, the pass was also a big factor of the first half as well. And you always have to have that compliment. Keep that defense honest. This was Lindenwood on their first drive as Peyton Rose was able to get a couple of early grabs, but it really, this was the biggest play in the passing game to Jeremiah Lee. And then Stancomb to his tight end Thomas, a guy that, again, has gotten healthier and healthier. A lot of play fakes for Stancomb in that shotgun. He gets very comfortable there, it feels like.
Well, you run the football the way UIndy has been able to run it. Now those, even just little flash fakes like that last one, all you need is just keep those linebackers in there for a second, and that makes your throwing windows for the quarterback and the receiver that much wider because they're less likely to get out underneath your in-breaking routes or your curls and different things like that.
Here's something to keep in mind. Lindenwood, since they joined the GLVC in 2019, never lost. They are undefeated in GLVC play, granted through a season and a half because they did not play the spring in 2020. They opted out of that schedule. But that's why it was such a shock to UIndy, the new entry into the league. UIndy goes there, and they get popped down there. This is a game that UIndy's had on their minds. They certainly showed themselves that they've learned from that 2019 film. Ask Coach Keevers. They watched that a lot this week and seemed to figure some things out in that first half.
Absolutely. The first 30 minutes, were dominated by the guys wearing the black jerseys. Let's see how this second 38 minutes goes.
UIndy to return. Clinton charges, gets it, 20, 25, and down quickly. Short of the 30-yard line as UIndy. An important drive here. They already lead by 2 scores, but again, this is the swing that they had against McKinstry. What was a 2-score game quickly became a 3-score game, then became a 4-score game, and the swing from the possession ending the first half to the first possession of the third quarter.
This is a big drive here, and this is pretty standard field position here across the 25-yard line. Pretty much full playbook open here.
That's the tight end, Thomas, number 82, right side of the line. Pressure comes on first down. It's Clinton. Finds a crease, 35-40. Has his jersey tugged as he goes across the 45-yard line. Toriano Clinton opens up the first drive in the third quarter with an 18-yard run. Alonzo Derrick, the wide receiver for UIndy, is down at the end of the play.
So, really nice play to open up the second half. Obviously we hope Alonzo Derrick.
Looked like Clinton ran into him. And he's in pain. It was awkward as Clinton kind of ran into him, and an awkward landing for Alonzo Derrick, the leading wide receiver for the University of Indianapolis.
And that's what happens so oftentimes as your wide receivers are blocking out there on the perimeter, and really all they're doing, they have no idea exactly where the ball carrier is. They're trying to figure out where the ball carrier is based on the defender's reaction in front of them. So, you get to the end of the play right there, and if that defensive back isn't real aggressive, all of a sudden the ball carrier gets tackled from behind trying to make a cut and rolls into your ankle. And obviously you never want someone to get hurt, but in that situation, that's where sometimes you see knee injuries occur as well. Hopefully Alonzo's able to walk this off and get back into the game.
Walking gingerly, but on his own. The leading wide receiver tonight, the leading receiver all year long for UIndy, leading them in yards per catch with 18 yards per catch this season.
So what UIndy did on the play, though, they traded the tight end. They took him from the left to the right, created the 3-by formation to the field, and then ran the outside zone to it. Kind of like what I was talking about with using motion by Lindenwood to give yourself an advantage. UIndy did it by trading the tight end.
First down play, Stancomb rushed and hit hard. He is sacked for the first time tonight. C.J. McClure comes in and makes the sack, the outside linebacker.
So there, they bring him off the edge, and what Kendall Alexis sees in the pass protection is he sees 2 guys. He's got to take the inside guy, and really, that's a really nice call from Lindenwood's defense to bring 2 off the edge against that formation. If you're UIndy, if you're Coach Wilson right there, you wish you'd run some type of play where you could have kicked out one of those 2 guys.
Here's Clinton on the carry. Pushes the pile for a couple. That's only Lindenwood's 8th sack of the season through 6 games. It's not really a staple of their defense, and C.J. McClure, one of their best tacklers overall, that's his first sack of the season.
It's a nice call, and what they recognized was after plays of 10-plus yards, UIndy went through it often, so they felt like it was a pretty safe down situation for them to blitz.
4 wide set for UIndy. Stancomb on third down. The pressure comes. He hangs in, throws. Eineman, the intended receiver, it was behind him. So 4th down comes up, and the stop that Lindenwood desperately needed to maintain pace, they get.
Yeah, and that's one of those where, obviously, you never want to see a guy get hurt, but not only did they lose Alonzo Derrick, they lost the momentum of the big first play where you want to jump up and go quickly after you have one of those 10-plus yard plays.
And there you see Derrick being worked on the trainer's tables as they take a look at that left leg. Paul Boozman, the first punt of the night for the University of Indianapolis, he gets it away. Not terribly high, but deep. It'll It'll trickle down at the 12-yard line inside the 20 for Paul Boozman for the 10th time this season. Excellent in the field goal kicking game, and obviously very excellent in flipping the field here. Lindenwood for their first drive here in the third quarter.
Yeah, anytime you can use your punter and you get a return of 0 yards, so whatever yardage was on the punt becomes the net yardage, that's what you're always looking for, whether it's a high hanger that the guy has to fair catch, or in this case, one that bounces down there and they kill it at the 12 or inside the 20. That's good stuff for UIndy.
Brister the throw. There's Clint Sick, the tight end. Similar route that he caught his first ball in the first quarter. That's only his second catch.
And he, so it's just a little RPO action. They're trying to see if the linebacker is going to make any type of move towards the running back. If he does, flip the ball out in the flat to your big tight end.
5 receptions in 3 out of the last 4 games for Clint Sig, only his second tonight, as we mentioned. UIndy bluffed pressure here on second down. Now they come as Brister, patient initially, and then he can't find any space. Swallowed up once again. Alec Patch was in there. So was defensive tackle Jacob Jones, number 96.
Yeah, I think the call here is they're trying to run a little quarterback isolation play, and UIndy's defensive line is not having anything to do with it. They just do a nice job of getting that push against the offensive line right back into the quarterback's lap.
Looks like also number 10, Benjamin Honeyus, was the one who initially slowed Brister down in the backfield. An important 3rd and long here for Lindenwood. Brister standing in, quick throw. Fadul on the grab on the sideline, and a first down to the 30-yard line. 15 yards on an important conversion for Lindenwood.
Yeah, that's a nice throw by Cade Brister. And again, all they're doing is they're trying to really stretch the corner back there with the vertical route, and then that outside little stop route to the receiver that caught the ball.
Brister gets drilled on first down as they went quickly. Benjamin Honeyus delivered the blow, and Brister threw it out of bounds.
Yeah, Honeyus, Baines, Bain and Gary are all so fast. And as soon as Brister gets outside the pocket, Honeyus is matching him, and as soon as he gets out of the pocket, man, he is going to attack right now and force the throw and force him to throw it out of bounds.
Very choppy rhythm for Lindenwood. They went quickly, trying to just kind of build on that 3rd down conversion. Now a run from the shotgun. This is Giamo. And how about that hit? Mafungu hits him. A late flag comes in as UIndy's defense celebrated.
It's going to be a sideline.
Sideline warning, University of Indianapolis. That's their first warning.
So the next time it's going to be an unsportsmanlike penalty. So it's a warning, but it's one of those. Coach Keevers will lead the charge, but every player will have their feet back behind that white line for the rest of the game.
The hit a moment ago, Lauren Strickland. He was out early in the first quarter with an injury back in. Since that point, he was out for a very short amount of time in the first quarter. Another 3rd down for Lindenwood. Brister the rollout, has time, and time gets away from him. Alec Patch again as UIndy gets their 5th sack of the night.
So I think they're trying to set up a throwback type play right there. And as he rolls to his right, Alex Patch doesn't allow him to get all the way outside and forces him back inside. Kiave Guerriere is playing the part of the mirror right there and comes from the inside to apply the pressure. They meet at the quarterback.
Looks like Jeremiah Lee is back deep to receive this punt. Normally Alonzo Derrick, however, we do see him standing on 2 feet as Lee muffs the punt. It's a fumble on the ground. Lindenwood on top of it, and a big change here. That's your backup punt returner. It's a little different coming from the right foot high up in the air than it is on a kickoff.
And I think he misjudged it. He tried to run up and make the catch. And your ideal catch is catching that thing in the basket, right? And he's trying to create his basket. He's going down to his knees. That's one where he's obviously just misjudged it.
So Lindenwood on the UIndy side. First down, Brister taking a shot. Intended for Rose. It's batted away. Lawrence Strickland with excellent coverage. Peyton Rose is their deep route guy, but Lawrence Strickland step for step.
Yeah, it's a really nice job. And again, UIndy and every week we've talked about this. Those defensive backs get themselves in the trail position, and they're just running to play catch up, and they don't turn around to find the ball. They're reading the receiver's eyes, and then they're going to try and make the break up as the receiver goes for the ball and break it up through his hands.
Brister on second down, quick throw, looking, catch on the sideline, but it's out of bounds. The intended receiver, Jaden Coles, who couldn't get a foot in, did make the grab though. It's now third down.
But again, that's that same concept where they're running that outside stop route where he's releasing to about eight yards on the sideline, and he's just going to sit, and it makes for a long throw for Brister over the outside linebacker, the Sam backer, but it is a little honey hole right there that has been good to him. Nice job there of forcing the throw high.
3rd and 10. Brister finding the tight end, but he won't get the first. Pushed out 2 yards short of the first down. And Lindenwood is aggressive. They'll go for it.
Well, they're thinking right now this is their best chance. They've really struggled to get some rhythm going offensively. They had the muff punt. They took a shot on first down. Now this 4th down's huge for them.
Brister initially looked like he wanted to go quickly. Now taking some time. Fourth down, Brister dropping back, throwing. Low throw. Is it caught? Yes, it is. A first down. The catch made by the big target, 6'1", 205, Alex Fadul, inside the 30.
Nice route here. They've had success with the flat route. So Fadul releases like it's the out route and plants his foot and jerks back inside. A lot of people call that a jerk route because what you're trying to do is get that defensive back hard on the outside, and then you're going to whip back inside and the ball's going to be thrown.
That's freshman running back Robert Giamo on the first down carry for Lindenwood. Benjamin Honeyus for the stop after a short gain. Second down, Brister looking left, throwing left, deep ball, looking for Fadul, incomplete. A bit out of his reach. Put it in a spot where really his wide receiver was the only one that could make the play. Number 22, University of Indianapolis defensive back Michael Brown on coverage.
But that's something that they're almost in a position right now that they have to do, is they've got to throw the ball down the field and see if they can make a play, because they just haven't been able to consistently move the chains and get first downs.
Another long third down for Lindenwood. They picked up a couple on this drive. Brister gonna keep it, and he'll get the first down. Stay on his feet, inside the 10, and wrestle down. Cade Brister for 22 yards in a goal situation for Lindenwood.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those, once he sees it, Gary Air can't get there, and you're not going to arm tackle him. Really nice job right there. Bain about knocked that thing out of his hands.
Yeah, he protected it at the last moment. Brister on first and goal throwing, finds a receiver, and finding for the end zone is Tyler Chandler, the wide receiver. First time, I believe, he's caught the football this year.
Yeah, and they're just working that short, the boundary side flat.
Maintains in the shotgun. Brister is going to make a change.
This is where they ran the inside zone play to Giamo for their first touchdown.
Now Giamo changes. Here's the option play, and Giamo in again. Brister flips it to him, and Giamo for his second touchdown of the night. The freshman, his 8th touchdown of the season. And just like that, it's a one-score game, Dave Burton.
Yeah, I referenced the first touchdown. They ran inside zone. Here, they run the speed option, and they're running it right at Bryce Edwards. And as soon as Bryce Edwards commits to the quarterback, it's a pitch. You're playing man coverage on the outside. There's nobody for the tailback.
Extra point is good. Lindenwood within 6. A ball game with 7:17 left in the third. You're watching the ISC Sports Network.
Ray Skillman Buick GMC truck was just awarded GMC Dealer of the Year. Come see why and drive away in a new GMC Acadia for as little as $229 a month. US 31 South
or I-465 and East Washington Street or RaySkillmanCars.com.
Looking for Indy's best barbecue? Swing by City Barbecue. Our barbecue is smoked the way it should be, low and slow over local hickory wood. Our teammates whip up our classic barbecue sides and mouth-watering desserts from scratch every day, too. When you think about it, barbecue's perfect for any occasion. Tonight's family dinner, Friday's office lunch, next weekend's tailgate, or your next fancy event.
Check us out at our 6 Indy area locations and learn more at citybbq.com.
Lindenwood benefits after a UIndy muffed punt. And within a score now of the University of Indianapolis midway through the third quarter. As Siebert to kick away, and Clinton with a chance at it. Picks it up at the 13, runs into traffic, and gets a couple more upfield. Still no Alonzo Derrick out there, who did get injured on the previous drive. He is on the sideline right now, got taped up on the trainer's table on the 2 back-to-back drives for Lindenwood. They will look to be without him at least early in this series, maybe the entire series.
I think, let's see, run him through some tests here momentarily to see what his availability will be for the rest of the game.
Stancomb to Clinton. Clinton on the boundary. A 7-yard gain on the sweep play from the shotgun.
Yeah, that's a lot of that is just Toriano Clinton. We got another player down.
Timeout for injury.
Might be able to see it at the end of this play right here.
I think it's a similar play. Frank Bentley gets rolled into as he's blocking out on the perimeter. He was rolled into by a Lindenwood player.
Of course, UIndy had a couple of injuries to wide receivers in the preseason. And this is a young man that kind of went from number 4 on the depth chart all the way up to number 1. He already without Derrick right now. And Bentley down on his back.
I like the fact that he's got his knees bent.
He's going to run off the field.
That's one, you just see right here, 14 tries to make the tackle and he rolls into Frank's knee and just kind of bends him backwards there. Your body's meant to bend in certain ways, and knees going one way and back going the other, it's never good for your knees and ankles.
So a new wide receiver down on the near side of the formation. It is still John Heineman in the slot. But here's Stancomb, a play fake. Rolling, and Stancomb will let it go. Couple of new wide receivers for UIndy. One of them is James Piggott, the other Logan Coney.
So Stancomb's just throwing that away and you got a cameraman or a photographer down there on the sideline.
A big 3rd down and 3 here for UIndy. The box is loaded by Lindenwood. They bluff it for a second. Stancomb, a little miscommunication in the backfield, and it gives Lindenwood time to make the tackle for loss. In on the tackle was Lindenwood defensive tackle Dylan Petty, and UIndy forced to punt again with Lindenwood just trailing by 6. They blew it up immediately, Dave.
Yeah, and you look right there at Tarnjeet Singh, and I don't know if someone misaligned. I really think that play was designed to have Tyler Thomas on that side, and I think, they misaligned. If that was the case, then we should have been able to call timeout and get it fixed.
Here's a punt that rolls to Spencer Red, an opportunity on a return, and he gets about 9 or 10 yards upfield, but this game has completely flipped, and Lindenwood with the ball and a chance to take the lead. Here's another look at the punt. Man, he had to kind of go low like a shortstop taking a hot grounder.
Well, and, we've talked about that. I really think that's kind of the intent with Boozman's punts, is they like him to hit the ground and roll and see what he can get. And, that one, it's a gamble to play it like that. You make that play, you get a big return.
Brister to Giamo. Tough couple yards on 1st down. Giamo, not a ton of opportunities, but now pretty much everything in the playbook is wide open now. You're not trying to come back from 2 scores. You might have a chance to take the lead here.
Yeah, and so honestly what they did there is they just did something different that they hadn't done in previous series.
Brister to throw. Standing in, rolling. Pumps in, will go out of bounds. Benjamin Onius ushers him out of bounds. Makes it a 3rd and short.
Well, and the thing that he was allowed or able to do there was he was able to get outside and then force the issue here and put him in a 3rd and 5.
Under 5 to play in the 3rd quarter. Brister a hard count to kind of see what UIndy's going to do as far as pressure. Now they switch Clint Sick, the tight end, to the near sideline. Brister pumps, trying to make a play. Pumps again, throws downfield, and it's batted away by Lawrence Strickland. Intended for Glenn Gibbons. Brister, a little bit of improvisation there. And Lawrence Strickland makes the play in the secondary for the University of Indianapolis.
I really thought Brister had the throw on rhythm. They ran double hitch down here, 16 and 19. I think he should have taken the chance at the throw. Now, I mean, he's dangerous, and as he extends plays and able to throw there, great play by Strickland on the ball, but if they come over to the sideline and take a look at that, they're going to, I think, be talking to him about make the throw on rhythm, get the 1st down.
Stangler the punt and a new kick returner for UIndy. It's Tyus Hansen, it looked like, who made the fair catch. And so UIndy will have the football back, but Jeremiah Lee was the backup punt returner. Now they bring in a 3rd after he muffed the punt on his only opportunity there.
Yeah, and he's also going to become a much larger part of the offense here. Frank Bentley's back out, but with Alonzo Derrick and his status being unknown right now, Lee's a much-needed weapon on the offense.
Here's Toriana Clinton, big carry, across the 25 for 9.5.
Got the formation fixed that time, ran the outside zone back here to the field. Ethan Hand lined up there next to Tarnjeet Singh. They do a nice job of setting the edge and giving Clinton his running lane.
Inside 4 minutes in the third, UIndy's led from start to finish so far. Stancomb right back to Clinton for the first down and more. Clinton will get about 10 on this one. 9.5 on the first carry, 10 on the second on this drive. It'll move the chains.
So essentially they ran the same play both times, just gave one time it's back to the field without motion. The second time there they trade Ethan Hand from his H-back position on the right to the left and then run the outside zone again.
So Stancomb moving McNeilis, the tight end, in motion. Right back to Clinton, third straight carry, and this time a very short one as Drew Sears, the defending GLVC Defensive Player of the Year in 2019, the Mike linebacker, makes the stop for no gain.
Yeah, UIndy tries to run a little power play right there. Use the tight end trade again and try to get them, maybe fighting against the outside zone and use that fight against the outside zone to their advantage and kick it out and then lead up inside and weren't able to set the edge.
Stancomb to throw. Oh, man. Almost intercepted. Frank Bentley almost had to turn into a defensive back on that one. Batted it away from the defender, Jordan Perry, who had almost a wide open interception.
Well, it's hard to do when it's 2nd and 10 and you're trying to use what you've been able to do in the running game with your pass game. But at some point, what they need to do is they just need to throw a vertical route in that 2nd and 10 situation where they've got the pressed corner. Now they've got time, screen.
And Clinton won't have space. He'll lose yardage. As this Lindenwood defense, this third quarter, they have been spectacular, forcing another punt from Paul Boozman.
And I think, something that factors in here is they go to that 2nd down, 2nd and 10, and they're looking to throw the ball, and one of the guys that you like throwing the ball to is unavailable right now in Alonzo Derrick, and now that shrinks your playbook a little bit.
So Boozman, another punt here in this third quarter, gets it away. And it'll go out of bounds. Nope, stay inbounds at the 31-yard line. Lindenwood will take over from that spot. Help UIndy Athletics continue to succeed by giving to the Greyhound Club. Your support enables us to compete at the highest level. Please visit getinvolved.uindy.edu/Greyhound Club-give to make your gift today. So Lindenwood, their second crack at taking the lead. They've had a previous drive to this, down by 6, but what a difference this third quarter has made. They have been a second-half team as Brister bluffs the run and swallowed up. Again, this defense for UIndy, the front two lines of defense have been continuously in the backfield, forcing Cade Brister to make decisions.
Well, yeah, you're seeing a similar thing on both sides here. The receivers are struggling to get open down the field. Like Lindenwood's had success out in the flat, but they really haven't been able to throw anything with the exception of the one slot fade to Rose. That's the only thing that they've been able to hit, down the field.
Brister stepping up. Will tuck it. Try the sideline and get a pretty nice run out of it. 6.5 yards. What would have been about a 3rd and 12 is now going to be a 3rd and 7 or 8.
And that's all individual effort by Cade Brister. He steps up. Honeyus is a heck of a ball player. Gavin Bain, and he just puts his hand down with both of them and just shoves them to the ground and keeps running.
So another 3rd down here with the clock inside a minute in the third quarter. Lindenwood down by a score. Second drive with this opportunity here. They converted on a couple of 3rd downs on the previous drive. Here's Brister. Buying time. Looking downfield, going to take a shot. Looking for Clint Sig. It's incomplete, but there's a flag.
Boy, I don't know about that one. The defensive player makes contact with the ball first. And that's what they're calling.
Pass interference. Defense, number 12. 15-yard penalty, automatic. First down.
Cassius Kearns.
And I mean, this happens, like I talked about, because they don't turn around and find the ball and they play through the receiver's eyes. Well, that one I think is pretty tough.
So a first down after the penalty on third down for the UIndy defensive back Cassius Kearns. And the ball right at midfield.
But Brister made that happen by breaking the contain, getting outside the pocket to extend and give himself a chance to throw it down the field.
Brister, a quick throw. Fadul gets down to one tackle and makes a play across the 45-yard line for 6.5 on the catch and run.
Great pursuit by Gavin Bain. Really nice job there by Michael Brown. He's right there to make the play, and he's hanging on to the shoelaces, just waiting for one of his buddies to come and clean up the tackle.
Well, we knew this was going to be a good one coming into the night. It's going to be decided in the fourth. UIndy a slim lead heading to the fourth next. You're watching the ISC Sports Network.
Listen, do you hear that? I get here early so I can enjoy some peace and tranquility, but not anymore. Before very long, there'll be a bunch of families here, and there'll be a bunch of rugrats running around, ruining what used to be a wonderful, quiet place. But oh no, the Hound Pound Nation will be here. They'll be raising havoc. This place will be bedlam before very long. I wanted to enjoy myself and have a great, peaceful moment before this game starts. But you know what? It's really worth it. Go Hounds!
Well, that's fitting for the fall night that it is, and an excellent football game in the third quarter. Lindenwood drawing closer, tightened up defensively. Those coaching adjustments we talked at halftime, they've applied, and they're on the UIndy side with a chance to take the lead as we begin the fourth quarter, Dave Burton.
Yeah, and UIndy, I don't really think that they've gotten bored and tried to do things. I think they had a misalignment on one play. I think the injury to Alonzo Derrick has affected them a little bit.
Here's a deep ball looking for Peyton Rose, and this one a definite penalty as Michael Brown made contact with Peyton Rose on a deep route. Brister threw that way, and it's another pass interference penalty, the second of the drive for a UIndy defensive back.
Yeah, I think this is a case that Michael Brown knows he's beat, and rather than give up a touchdown.
22, 15-yard penalty, results in a first down.
Rather than give up a touchdown, he's going to take the 15-yard penalty. Again, though, really nice job of Brister stepping up into the pocket to extend the play to give himself that opportunity to throw the ball down the field.
So the 15-yard penalty is down at the UIndy 28-yard line. It's interesting heading into the game as you're doing research. Lindenwood is a team that has turned over the football a little bit, but also a lot of penalties. It's been UIndy with more penalties tonight. Lindenwood came into the game averaging 8 penalties a game for over 80 yards. Brister to Giamo on first down, and he slipped after a couple yards.
Yeah, and at this point, that run's about just keeping UIndy honest, because I don't believe that's going to be the way Lindenwood's going to win the game. They're going to win the game with Cade Brister scrambling and throwing the football.
All three wide receivers, as you see, to the far side of the formation, flipping different wide receiver alignments as Brister stepping, throwing, has a man, gets him. Touchdown, Alex Fadul for Lindenwood, and they're an extra point away from taking their first lead in this game in the fourth.
Yeah, they get UIndy there. UIndy's been playing a lot of man coverage. Here, they settle into zone, and what you see there with Fadul is he just runs by everybody. He just runs a straight vertical route, little sprint out, set your feet. He's behind him. Good throw. Touchdown, Lindenwood.
Fadul's third touchdown of the season. Extra point on the way. And there it is. Lindenwood has the lead for the first time tonight. 21-20, just underway in the fourth quarter. We'll come back for more on the ISC Sports Network.
Meet Zach. Day and night, rain or shine, even just out for a spin, Zach gets around. But we know Zach, and at Indiana Members Credit Union, we know he's been saving up to trade up. IMCU is here to help Zach and you drive your dream. Now get financing as low as 1.99% APR on a new or used vehicle. Today, it's all about Zach. Tomorrow, it's all about you. Because at IMCU, it's you that matters.
Have you tried a Prairie Farms Milk Snack? Delicious chocolate cake bars filled with real milk cream and covered in chocolate. They're made with no preservatives or artificial colors. Perfect as an anytime, anywhere snack. You can find them in the dairy section. Visit our website at prairiefarms.com/milk snacks and enter to win a free 4-pack. Dedicated farmers, happy cows, real milk. That's been the Prairie Farms way for over 80 years. Prairie Farms is Indiana's farmer-owned dairy. Lindenwood taking their first lead of the night, just underway in the fourth quarter. As much as UIndy dominated the first half, Lindenwood has done much of the same through 3 quarters and a minute of play. Here's a kick return opportunity for Toriano Clinton. Just gets across the 20-yard line.
Yeah, UIndy's got to, here you're looking at, all right, what worked in the first half? Let's try to get back to some of that. And then if it's not working now, what has changed that has taken those things away? That's kind of what you're trying to figure out here in this drive. But you got to get down the field and try to get this lead back.
And again, no Alonzo Derrick on this drive. Here's Stancomb taking a shot for Frank Bentley as he's tied up down the sideline and out of bounds. Never really had a chance, and Bentley he was also injured in the third quarter as well. You can see he's got a noticeable limp after taking a deep route there.
Yeah, but I like the play call there and take a shot down the field, because if you're going to come back, you have to have threatened that defensive back at some point if you're going to be able to throw routes in front of him as well.
So second down for UIndy. Tied into the left side of the formation. Here comes pressure for Lindenwood as UIndy on the run. It's Clinton. A strong 6-yard carry across the 25.
Yep, that's a good play. Now you got to come back here. You got to have something in your hat here. You can get your 5-yard go-to play right here.
On the far side stands a lot of Lindenwood fans that made the drive over here to the University of Indianapolis. They knew how big this game was, and they can feel the momentum and a little bit of energy on the far side of the field. Third down and medium. Stancomb looks to the near sideline. Back to the shotgun for Stancomb. Design rollout. Looking, throwing. Off target for Frank Bentley. And UIndy's going to have to punt again as Lindenwood's defense setting the pace so far in this second half.
So UIndy had Ethan Hand. They just run the play with Hand and Tyler Thomas over there and run the outside zone. They had them lined up there as they went through to kind of deduce what was going on. And then they brought Hand back across to help set the edge, and we're really running a 2-man route there. And there were too many Lindenwood guys. There were almost 4 defenders there by the time you brought Hand over playing the zone.
And this one, a rather mishit punt. It's on the Lindenwood side. There's also a UIndy player down deeper into Lindenwood territory. That is UIndy's Levi McKinney. I believe that's the long snapper for UIndy.
Well, and that just kind of speaks to the lack of execution in the second half. You know, the missed, punt right here that's going to give them optimal field position. Defensive pass interference, penalties on the defense, an offense that hasn't been able to convert on third down, and now you have the missed punt here that's giving them good field position, and this is very uncharacteristic of the University of Indianapolis.
Looks like Levi McKinney's up and trotting off the field. But once again, going to have to call on their defense to make a big stop.
Yeah, this is big. I mean, you're looking for a 3 and out here, but if they get 6 yards in 3 downs, 4th and 4 inside the 40-yard line, they're probably going to go for it. So they've got 4 downs here to get 10 yards.
Brister, a quick timing throw. Alex Fadul on the grab, held up by Lauren Strickland. Now Fadul fights for extra yardage, and after forward progress is stopped about 8 yards. He is a big-time target. 6'1", that's typical size for a wide receiver, but you rarely see guys over 210, 215. That's what he is.
Yeah, he's a big receiver, and he's the one that just caught the touchdown. It's not like he only is a possession receiver. He can get behind the defensive backs as well.
So 2nd and short as Brister and Lindenwood now in the driver's seat. A little bit, you saw a lot of pace for them in getting to the line of scrimmage quickly, trying to gain rhythm. Now with a lead by 1, you see the pace a little different as Nash Sutherland, the quicker of the 2 backs that Lindenwood has, he gets the first down, slipping through a left side crack. He and Robert Giamo now a tandem. Sutherland was the starter in game number 1, and much more of a scat back, better out of the backfield as well.
Yeah, very patient right there. He takes the ball and kind of assesses what's in front of him. Really good acceleration through the hole to get the first down.
So Lindenwood inside the 35 of UIndy. This is a read option as Brister, a stiff arm for a little bit of space, gets a couple.
Well, and that's just a matter of him being bigger and physically stronger than Julian Mavunga, and he said,
official timeout for injury.
And another injury for UIndy on the far sideline.
I'm going to take this one-on-one opportunity here, and he's able to get, 3 yards.
That's Landry Mavungu. And he will get up quickly and limp off. Haven't called his name a lot, and that's typical for a lot of opposing teams who stay away from Landry Mavungu. Doesn't have an interception this year, but they know his ability. Every team tends to favor the other corners, and it almost feels like a side of the field is shut down when he's on the field.
Yeah, he does a really nice job. And like we saw there, makes plays when the ball does come his way.
That's what Chris Keevers likes about both of his corners, and really the safeties for that matter. Safeties come up and have to tackle well, but both of his corners, he loves the way they tackle.
Absolutely. Yeah, you got to be a complete player.
Here's Brister on 2nd down, flip to Sutherland, bobbled it, then secured it after Guerriere got his hands on him, and it goes for a 3-yard pitch and catch.
Good recovery there by Guerriere, obviously aided by the juggle, but good job recovering, making the tackle.
So a big 3rd down here for UIndy. Their defense has been called on a lot here in the second half. 3rd and 4. Sig, the tight end, to the left side of the formation. Brister taking the snap, and before it goes Officials
Delay game, offense.
stop
5-yard
action, and
penalty.
that's a big penalty.
4. Still third down.
Yeah, that's one where you may not have been quick getting the call in as the play caller, but those clocks in the end zone are your quarterback's responsibility, and he's got to sense it, look at it, and get it snapped.
Lindenwood had just one penalty for 5 yards in the first half, but that one a big one. Changes the situation here. What was a 3rd and 4, now a 3rd and 9. UIndy backs off pressure, but they get there. Brister going to move around out of a couple shoelace tackles and now cuts back, has a lane. Roudabush misses, and Brister gets the first down. Goodness gracious. What a play by Cade Brister.
He might be just taking a break right now, but this is a heck of an effort. Gary Air at his ankles doesn't get him. Borski doesn't get him. Patch slides by. Roudabush slides by.
Man.
That's a heck of an effort right there by number 4.
And Brister's limping a bit as he gets back to the formation on this first down, but wow. First down play at Sutherland as Brister doesn't even move. Just kind of gives it to Sutherland, and you can see he doesn't have a whole lot of mobility right now.
I don't know if it's one of those that he took a shot, to the thigh, or.
I mean, typically when a quarterback gives the carry, but you pay attention there, he literally just gave it to him, stood in one spot, straight-legged, did not move. And they're taking some time here. I think there might be a timeout coming to give Cade Brister a little bit of a break. Yeah, watch this handoff and watch number 4.
Timeout, Lindenwood.
I mean,
first timeout.
Moved his arms, but nothing else.
All right, so typically he's going to make some type of fake, whether he flips around and acts like he's throwing the ball off play action, or he tries to, fake out somebody like he's running.
I mean, what an effort, but seemed like the hit, he was dragged down by his shoelaces, and the hit itself may have been part of it. And look, the way that this offensive line for Lindenwood has struggled all night, it's not necessarily the ability to make plays with his feet and run the football. It's more so he's going to have to buy some time. Here's the hit at the end. Yeah.
So he gets hit from behind, and like, I don't know if his left knee banged into the turf. He's grabbing that ankle, which would make sense as he gets rolled into from behind. It's definitely the left leg.
And it looks like there's a new quarterback in the game. Cade Brister is subbed out, and this is Cole Duggar, the freshman who's thrown only one pass all year. He's going to throw on first down, throw for the end zone, and connects with Peyton Rose for a touchdown. Goodness gracious. The first touchdown of the career of Cole Duggar for Lindenwood, and it's a 2-score game. But the potential for a 2-score game here in a moment. Wow.
This is just slot fade. And I think, the UIndy coaches are looking for that push off, but it didn't get called earlier in the game. He uses 2 hands and then goes up and gets the ball, makes the play.
Extra point from Siebert to make it an 8-point game up and through. So a touchdown and a 2-point conversion lead for Lindenwood. What a series for the Lindenwood offense, and the freshman reserve quarterback Cole Duggar. But that's just putting it up for your receiver making a play. Their go-to guy, Peyton Rose, their junior wide receiver, made the play.
Yeah, and that, bring him in the game. Hey, we're throwing this. You okay? Yep, I'm good. And he walks in, and that's a really good throw to a spot where his guy's the only guy that's going to catch it.
Lindenwood has outscored the University of Indianapolis in the second half 21-0. That is also with UIndy getting the ball right at the start of the third quarter, an indication of just how much Lindenwood has taken control of this game, Dave Burton.
Absolutely, and momentum is all on the side of the school from Missouri, and right now we're looking, you're looking for any type of spark for UIndy. A big return here would go a long way in providing that spark.
Siebert, high kick, and Clinton at the 6, 15-20, and brings it all the way out to the 30-yard line. It's felt like since, and Frank Bentley's down a little bit at the end of the kick return again. He's been hampered all second half long as Alonzo Derrick looks to still be on the sidelines for the University of Indianapolis. And since he went out, this offense has completely changed.
And that was the first play of the second half. They ran the outside zone play to him. He gets rolled into. It hurts the momentum.
Here's Clinton on the carry. Trying the edge. Hasn't. And out of bounds near the first down marker at the 40.
And there's no need to panic right now. What's UIndy's best offense? Number 8, so let's not forget, what got us the 20-7 lead in the first half. Let's keep feeding number 8. But when we get a chance to throw the football, we got to go make them play out in space.
Quickly back to the line. Stamkos to Clinton. This time through a right side crack, and here he goes across midfield. A jump cut inside the 40-yard line, and there is Toriano Clinton again. 24 yards on the carry for Clinton.
Yep, and keep it rolling here. Keep it rolling. Nice job there, Clay Hadley. You see him right there. He's working really hard. He's running on that outside zone, running through the outside arm and trying to post his left arm in the breastplate. That's stuff that Coach Wilson will put on tape to teach young guys next year.
Going right back to Clinton again. This time a short gain of a yard. And another UIndy player that is down. Looks like Tyler Thomas.
It's Tyler Thomas, and very similar. He got someone rolled into his leg.
Third time that's happened here in the second half for a UIndy skill player.
And 4 if you count what happened to Brister.
Yeah, that's true. Man. Of course, Thomas has had quite the injury year. Returned 2 games ago, and tonight had the first touchdown for the University of Indianapolis.
So they ran the zone play, and Lindenwood, what they did on that play is they brought a guy off the edge from the field, and he chases this down, and he's the guy that ends up rolling into Tyler Thomas's ankle right there. You have a stronger stomach than me. I grew up, I was about 7 years old when Lawrence Taylor broke Joe Theismann's leg, and I struggle to watch plays like that just happened.
As Thomas is up and with significant assistance off the field.
Yeah, just the angle he's blocking, and I could just see what was going to happen as we watched that replay, and I turned my head away.
It's been a tough year for him from an injury standpoint, for sure. An important blocking piece for the University of Indianapolis. The other starter has been Kevin McNeilis, who is a much more primary ball catcher, but Thomas a very important piece on that offensive line as an extra blocker is. Here's Clinton right after the injury timeout. He'll go down the far side and get a couple. A flag is thrown in at the end of the play. This one might be coming back.
I'm afraid they're going to get us for a hold there. When they fight that edge that long, see the coaches there from Lindenwood pointing, take him back.
Holding, offense number 72. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay third down.
Tarnjeet Singh, you can see.
Correction, second down.
He's got that hand outside.
Yeah.
And a lot of cloth gets pulled away. Those are the easy ones for especially when you're on the end of the line of scrimmage like Tarnjeet is there.
So now a 2nd and 19 after the penalty yardage. Stancomb the fake, the throw. Down the field, Eineman with some space and caught at the 10-yard line. John Eineman with the reception and really the first big pass play in the second half for the University of Indianapolis, a dime from Stancomb.
I think that's just a bust in coverage. Eineman starts on the hash and runs straight down the hash, just goes vertical. Frank Bentley takes the corner out of there, and there should have been safety help inside, and there was no one there. Great throw by Bryce Stancomb.
Goal to go for UIndy as a mistime snapped count by, it looks like the UIndy offensive line might back him up 5.
Offense, everybody but the center. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
I'll say that's the first time I've heard that from an official. Everybody but the center.
That might be code for he didn't snap the ball.
Yeah, I may be laughing up here, but I imagine Coach Keevers, tonight it's been a struggle from a penalty standpoint. 1st and goal now from the 14 after the 5-yard penalty. It's Clinton, the carry, and he just trips on his own.
Yeah, Turf Monster got him there, and that's unfortunate because the way Lindenwood was playing that, he had a chance to pop that one.
So tough when you get in this range to find some separation. So now a 2nd down play here. Stancomb to Clinton, ran into his own blocker, and then just tries to find anything positive, which was about a yard.
Yeah, and it was a lot of his own individual effort. I like the thought process there is, they're going to overplay the pass here. They're going to blitz off the edge. Let's see if we can hit him up in the middle. And unfortunately, they had good push interior-wise, and Toriano ran into the back of, I'm not sure, I think that might have been Zachary Clark.
They're going to bunch the wide receivers to the near side on 3rd down. Here's Stancomb dumping it for Lee. Not much there. And now backing him up. And this is going to be a field goal situation. I was just about to ask you, is this 4-down territory? But after the loss there, just take the points.
Yeah, you got, you either going to have to score a touchdown and convert and make the 2-point conversion, or you just say, you know what, we're down 2 scores, we kick the field goal, score a touchdown, win the game.
So here's Paul Boozman. UIndy does have 3 timeouts to work with. Boozman for the field goal, and it is no good. Paul Boozman misses his 2nd kick tonight, and the Lindenwood defense holds and gets the football back with just under 5 minutes to play and up by 8.
And that's probably just an overcorrection. The first field goal he missed, he pushed to the right. The flags, that one wasn't win. That one's all on Paul, and he was probably afraid kicking from the right hash to leave it out to the right again, and just pulled it across his body and missed it left.
And for UIndy, an imperative defensive stop coming up, and it's still the backup quarterback for Lindenwood, Cole Duggar. Cade Brister out ever since he took a shot after a 3rd down running conversion, but Duggar came right in. His first play was a touchdown throw to Peyton Rose. This is a clock game for Lindenwood. Right now it's 3 timeouts to work with for UIndy. They have yet to use one, kind of waiting because you got a little bit of time here to not have to push the issue to take your first timeout.
If you're UIndy, you're not taking a timeout until they make a first down. And if they're gonna have to, throw the football. I don't think they're have a strong enough tailback running game to get a first down.
Sutherland, another short carry. And it's already 3rd down for Lindenwood.
If you keep them around the 20-yard line and you force a punt, you're looking at a 40-yard punt's going to get you the ball around the 40-yard line. You should be able to go 60 yards to score a touchdown in 3 and you might burn a timeout if you stop them right here. Really what you're hoping for is an incomplete pass.
Cole Duggar, the backup quarterback for Lindenwood, with Sutherland to his left. Taking the snap, Duggar in trouble, now throws, connects. It's Clint Sigg who gets the first down, and it'll move the chains and stop the clock temporarily. Do you wait one more play to burn a timeout here?
Yeah.
As the clock now continues to run, as Duggar stepped up and made a throw. He's 2 for 2, and 2 of the biggest plays of the game have been made by the backup quarterback for Lindenwood.
Well, and what we saw right there was the difference between he and Brister. Brister takes that, pulls that down, and runs for the first down. Duggar pulls it down, keeps his eyes down the field, and throws for the first down. But it's both of them did a really nice job of extending the play.
And Sutherland the carry again, met by Benjamin Honeyus, and there's the first timeout from Chris Keevers in the University of Indianapolis. 2:46 left.
Timeout, University of Indianapolis.
In the 4th quarter. Greyhound fans can find tons of authentic UIndy sportswear, t-shirts, gameware, and giftware, all at houndsgear.com. It's the superstore for UIndy fanatics. So Lindenwood running on first down. They ran on the first 2 plays before they just picked up the first. Do you expect them to keep it on the ground or stay aggressive? They were on that 3rd down throw by Duggar.
I would definitely expect a run right here. The last thing you want to do is throw an incomplete pass at 2:46 and stop the clock and put yourself in a third and 11. So I expect a run right here because you're going to be in the mode, especially you've done a really nice job of stopping UIndy's offense. If you make them burn their timeouts to where the offense has to go on the quick, and the best offense UIndy's had today is Toriano Clinton, I think, that to me, this is a run call 90% of the time, and they throw it.
And here's Duggar to throw. Quick throw to Fadul, and he reels it in. Very short grab for a couple. He stays in the field of play, forcing UIndy to burn timeout number 2.
Yeah, they're trying to make it a
University of Indianapolis. That's their second timeout for the second half.
Trying to make it a simple throw for Duggar, something they've thrown a lot today. Just the little flat routes out, and this one came all the way out here to the field, and he just steps and throws, and Fadul's able to make the catch.
Well, after this timeout, this is going to be the football game, and if they're aggressive on 2nd down, you would assume that on 3rd down, they're going to try to end this game on this play.
Yeah, I mean, another first down, and UIndy would get the ball back. They get a first down. Here we'd have 1 timeout left, and there'll be under 2 minutes. Yeah,
that's ball game.
It's pretty much ball game, yeah.
Cole Duggar is 3 for 3 since relieving Cade Brister. The UIndy fans know this is the game right here. 3rd and 8. Duggar gonna break the pocket. Throw, he's got Sigg. No, Fadul, excuse me. and he makes the grab, and it's a first down, stopping the clock at 2:31 to play, and that might do it.
Well, they've just done a really nice job, and really they did it the entire game, of creating that pocket where the rushers are upfield, and then the quarterback's able to climb into the pocket. So he drops back right here, nothing, steps up, and then out to extend, and there's that little stop route. He's on the sideline just hanging out, and against the zone coverage, he's open.
And now to Sutherland, the running back. A loss of 1. And UIndy still has 1 timeout to use. Don't elect to use it here. So now it's a math game, but I don't think that Lindenwood can straight out just knee the football, and they're probably not going to do it yet until UIndy uses their final timeout.
They're going to wait for that last timeout, and that's what UIndy's kind of banking on here. They'll snap this ball with about 3 seconds to go on the play clock.
5 seconds on the play clock as Tucker takes it to Sutherland. Not much space to go. And Chris Keevers hasn't yet signaled for the timeout yet as a 3rd down play comes up. And now he's going to take it.
Timeout, University of Indianapolis. That's their 3rd and final timeout of the game.
So if the math works out the way it is, there's Cade Brister, the starting quarterback for Lindenwood. He's on crutches right now. What a job that Cole Duggar has done in relief of Cade Brister, and it was a lot of work from that guy to put them in the position to close this game out. So the math will be this. If UIndy gets a stop here, it's a 40-second play clock. 22 seconds by the time that Lindenwood would punt. And if the clock's running, a fair catch, they might get it back with about, 12 seconds? 13 seconds? Something along those lines. And no timeouts to work with.
You're going to have one play to the sideline and then some type of lateral play.
Out of the timeout, Lindenwood. A 3rd and 10. Wouldn't expect them to be aggressive at all here. Sutherland the carry, and a strong one for 5. And now the math game comes into play. There is a 13-second difference between play and game clock.
And they'll run this all the way down.
Yeah.
Now they might
run out the whole play clock, take the penalty, and then punt. Which means by that point, you've got somewhere around 7 seconds, which if you have a sideline play, you might get 2 plays. You might get 1. And you would imagine that UIndy is going to send everybody after this punt as well. Just at the off chance, you might be able to get to the punter. The punter for Lindenwood is Logan Siebert, and
offense, 5-yard penalty, still 4th down.
And as expected, Lindenwood going to take the penalty. Clock is stopping at 11 seconds. You can see that UIndy has outside linebackers Kiave Guerriere, Gavin Bain, and Benjamin Honeyus in here. I'm sure they're going to send them right now. Here's the punt, safely away, high end over end. It'll bounce. Lindenwood's going to let it go. That might end the football game. And that's ball game. Lindenwood lets the clock run out, and Lindenwood has done it again. Back-to-back wins. In 2019, it was in St. Charles, Missouri, and tonight they overcame a 20-7 halftime deficit to outscore UIndy 21-0 in the second half. and they are the top spot in the GLVC, winning 28-20 at UIndy. The Greyhounds have now lost 3 games here at Key Stadium this year.
Yeah, and all 3 games have been very similar. Played well in the first half. Never threw a knockout punch in the first half, but you know, the big difference between last week and this week was obviously the second half. And you know, we talked a lot about what they needed to do in that first drive in the second half to get out and get points and set the tone. And it didn't happen. And from there, you know, Cade Brister kind of put the game on his shoulders and extended some plays. And once momentum shifted, UIndy never got it back.
So Lindenwood gets the job done, 28-20 over the University of Indianapolis. The post-game show brought to you by Prairie Farms, coming up next on the ISC Sports Network.
Tonight's UIndy broadcast is brought to you by Free Enterprise System, the official travel agency for Greyhound Athletics. Anything else is just a bus ride. By Prairie Farms, we are Indiana's dairy. By Indiana Members Credit Union, proudly supporting UIndy athletics and offering a free UIndy debit card. Show your school spirit and get yours at imcu.com. By Gordon Flesh, technology that works, people who perform. Please visit us at gflesh.com. By Aqua Systems, helping people improve their water since 1959 and a proud sponsor of the UIndy Greyhounds. And by the Ray Skillman Auto Group. Go to rayskillman.com for your best deals.
Listen, do you hear that? I get here early so I can enjoy some peace and tranquility, but not anymore. Before very long, there'll be a bunch of families here, and there'll be a bunch of rugrats running around, ruining what used to be a wonderful, quiet place. But oh no, the Hound Pound Nation will be here. They'll be raising havoc. This place will be bedlam before very long. I wanted to enjoy myself and have a great peaceful moment before this game starts. But you know what? It's really worth it. Go Hounds!
Welcome to the post-game show brought to you by Prairie Farms. The score, as it reads, Lindenwood gets the job done for a second time against the University of Indianapolis. Since they joined the GLVC in 2019, they have not lost, and that unbeaten streak, of course, stays alive tonight. Dave Burton to my left, Mark Forster, as we introduce the player of tonight's game. It's brought to you by Indiana Members Credit Union. Toriano Clinton is the guy tonight and certainly had an impressive performance, over 200 once again, but in a losing effort. And, you know, in the second half, they relied on him a lot, and it's hard when a defense knows you're running the football nearly every play.
Yeah, and just, you know, the inability, again, you know, we referenced the injury to Alonzo Derrick that really seemed to just throw the offense out of rhythm, and throw in the injury to Tyler Thomas later, and now, you know, you're taking a couple away of the pass catching weapons. Toriano Clinton was just fantastic, and the offensive line did a really nice job. But it's finding the complement. The first half very balanced, 141 yards rushing, 108 yards passing. You know, finished the game with only 132 yards passing. So, you know, trying to figure out how to keep that team in rhythm is going to be the challenge this week in practice.
Player of the game, Toriano Clinton from the University of Indianapolis, brought to you by Indiana Members Credit Union. And the play of the game is brought to you by Aqua Systems. It's not often you see a backup quarterback make the type of play that Cole Duggar made for Lindenwood in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, he comes off the bench cold, and right after the big run, and throws the slot fade to Peyton Rose. And did he push off? Yeah, you can make that argument, but it's not a penalty unless the officials call it, and turns into the touchdown that leads to the game-winning margin.
Cole Duggar was perfect on the night in relief of Cade Brister late in the game, 4 for 4, including 2 big third down conversions that he needed to make aside from the touchdown. you just saw on the screen. The play of the game is brought to you by Aqua Systems. Well, for the University of Indianapolis next week, it starts a 2-game road swing as they head to Quincy the following week against William Jewell, and then they're back here at Key Stadium. But not often you talk about a University of Indianapolis team that's lost 3 games here at home this season.
Yeah, and you know, as reference, just very similar. The inability to get that momentum shifting play once things start tilting in the favor of the opponent is something we're not used to seeing, and something that I'm sure is frustrating the coaching staff, and that they're going to look to address this week before they go on the road and try to come back here in 3 weeks on a 2-game win streak.
You've been watching the post-game show brought to you by Prairie Farms. Dave Burton, it's been a pleasure. It's been an honor to work with you, filling in for Greg Rakestraw the last couple of weeks. You guys are back in a couple of weeks right here at Key Stadium. The final score, Lindenwood 28, the University of Indianapolis 20. For Jordan Shue, Dennis Glover, Derek Schultz, Clark Quinlan, Aaron Siders, Eric Connect, and Eldon Wheeler, I'm Mark Forster alongside Dave Burton. Thanks for joining us tonight. Have a great rest of your weekend.
Race-Gilman Buick GMC truck was just awarded GMC Dealer of the Year. Come see why and drive away in a new GMC Acadia for as little as $229 a month. US 31 South
or I-465 and East Washington Street or RaceGilmanCars.com.
Looking for Indy's best barbecue? Swing by City Barbecue. Our barbecue is smoked the way it should be, low and slow over local hickory wood. Our teammates whip up our classic barbecue sides and mouth-watering desserts from scratch every day, too. When you think about it, barbecue's perfect for any occasion. Tonight's family dinner, Friday's office lunch, next weekend's tailgate, or your next fancy event.
Check us out at our 6 Indy area locations and learn more at citybbq.com.
This global pandemic has challenged us all. No one is immune to the profound effect that it has had on our lives and our livelihoods. This pandemic has brought many things into a clearer focus. We thrive best when in community. We treasure our freedom. We have much more that we want to see and do. There's still so much more left to experience together. At Free Enterprise, when challenges come, we meet them with new resolve and new plans. And sanitary practices, we've implemented extra precautionary measures, including a new monofoil electrostatic spraying system. This same system is used in hospitals and by legacy brands like Disney. Rest assured that at Free Enterprise, we always take great pride in going above and beyond to provide you and your group with the best care and service possible. We're excited to get our wheels turning and your group moving. Reach out to our Free Enterprise team and book your group's charter today. Travel Free Enterprise, because